Alright, go live on YouTube, going live on Rumble, starting up the music. Good morning, hello, and happy 4th of July! Welcome to This Date in History, aka TDH. This show is about what happened on this... hold on a second. Throughout the annals of recorded history on this date. Join us as we delve into yesteryear, not only for important and interesting happenings, but to possibly even answer questions you do not know you have. The sources of our information come from the website onthisday.com and the smart device application's historical calendar and today in history. For links to these articles and for these sources and anything else potentially interesting, please check the underbar of the description below. And of course, all links gathered throughout the show will appear post live stream. Today is Thursday, aka Thursday, July 4th, the 4th of July, 2024. Happy Independence Day, Sir Tim. And happy Independence Day, everybody else out there watching, whether you're watching us live or at some point in the time-space continuum. Anyway, I am A.O. Xander. Who am I joined by today? Who am I joined by today? Oh. Okay, so we there we go.
King's Refuge.
There we go. And we will be having the Golden Loon here shortly, and I've already, said welcome to all the viewers. Let's see here. We have of course have our bacon U.S. flag here. But let's jump into the history today, shall we? What do we got here in 836?
836. Panctum Sigardi, peace between the Principality of Benevento and the Duchy of Naples.
Oh, all right.
1054, brightest known supernova, SN 1054, creates the Crab Nebula, first reported by Chinese astronaut.
So the creation of the Crab Nebula. That's
wow.
That's pretty significant right there. Let's see here, Crab Nebula images.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So wow.
They're there for a birth of a nebula.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And what else do we got here?
1187, Battle of Hayton. Muslims armies under Saladin defeat Crusader forces near Tiberias and in present-day Israel.
Yeah, Tiberias.
Yeah.
Yeah, you ever played Command and Conquer or Red Alert or any of that?
A little bit.
Yeah, so like those green crystals are called Tiberium. So, moving on up to 1453, 41 Jewish martyrs were burned at the stake at Breslau. That's not good.
I don't know where Breslau is.
That's a good question. Where is Breslau? Let's take a look here. Breslau. Now known as Wrocław. It's Polish. Poland.
Oh.
Okay. So,
okay.
Well, at least they went down known as martyrs, so, there's that. Oh,
true.
That's good. 1634, the city of Trois-Rivières was founded in New France, later to become the Canadian province of Quebec. So more Canadian history here.
There you go.
Yeah. Which you weren't here on the 1st, 3 days ago, but I told you that was the birth date of Canada.
Yeah.
Canada, well, officially formed, as an entity.
Yeah.
Before that, they were all the different provinces, and then they merged together.
Like we had colonies. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
By the way, happy 4th to everybody.
Yes. Yes. Let me bigger my background here so you can see. You see my background?
Yep.
So like I'm all red, white, and blue. Red, white, and blue. Like red, white, and blue. So I have white in my shirt, but so.
And hat.
Yeah.
Actually, your hat blends with a flag back there.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. And of course, my skin. Very white.
Pasty.
Yes. 1636, the city of Providence in Rhode Island formed.
Oh.
All right.
Neat town.
Yeah.
City, I guess. It's nice. I like it.
Area.
I like it.
Yeah. I have to visit it one day.
Yeah.
Back to Sir King. What happened in 1754? Uh-oh.
1754, George Washington gives Fort Necessity to France.
Yep, we spoke about him
Must
surrendering.
have not been much of a necessity.
Yeah, apparently not. More for the French than for us. But, but yeah, we spoke about yesterday about his defeat and surrender of Fort Necessity to the French during the 7 Years' War and all that stuff.
And, yeah.
And
we were talking about that.
Yeah, and then we also talked about how he gained command of the Continental Army yesterday.
Ooh,
yeah,
big.
Yeah. Like July 3rd, 1776, right before.
Yeah.
So, and actually, there is something, and I'll read it when we get there, and we'll get there here in a minute. So, why don't you take 1774 and both 1776s here?
1774, Orangetown revolutions adopted the province of New York. One of the many protests against the British Parliament, coercive acts.
Coercive. So, like, it sounds like they're trying to, pull government shenanigans and all that stuff,
Well, I think they're referring to the uprising in Boston, aren't they?
I'm not sure, but let me look up the Orangetown resolutions themselves here. Here we go. Exactly 2 years prior to the adoption of the Declaration of Independence, which we're going to be covering in the next article right here, the resolutions were adopted at the home of yada yada yada. First, that we are and ever wish to be true and loyal subjects to His Majesty George III. Okay, yeah, this didn't work out too well for long. But yeah, these are the text of resolutions. Second, that we are most cordially disposed to support. Okay, so this is all like loyalist crap.
This reaction to the Boston uprising, I think.
Well, when was the Boston Massacre, right?
Well, the Tea Party is the one that's known.
The Tea Party?
There was uprisings before that.
Okay, well, let's see. The Boston Tea Party was May 10th, so 1773. So I think you're on to something.
A year later.
This is a year later. Yeah.
But yeah, there was more and more uprisings after the Tea Party.
Yeah, which they disguised themselves as Native Americans, when they did that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
If you ever get a chance to go to Boston, doing the whole Boston Trail, whatever it's called, you see all these points of interest. Really, really interesting. You got to do it if you ever get there. I mean, it's a whole trail to follow all through the town, and different points that still exist.
Yeah,
different homes that exist, and
Well, yeah, in Fallout 4, it exists in there. Yeah. Like you can take the trail. There's like little markers, like this is this place.
Exactly
it takes you past Bunker Hill.
Yep.
And all that stuff. But here we go. The article of the day.
Woohoo!
Here we go.
Alright. 1776, according to popular legend, the Liberty Bell rings for the Second Continental Congress.
Alright.
Woohoo!
The Liberty Bell. The big old crack in it.
Yeah, boy.
I have got to go see that.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
It's in Philadelphia, right?
I believe so. It should be.
I think so.
Yeah.
And the crazy thing is, it was a bad casting.
Yeah.
And we're celebrating a cracked casting.
Well, there's a whole thing about the crack being an omen.
Yeah.
Or something, I don't know.
Yeah.
No.
It's legendary. It's history. That's what's important.
Yep. And here we go, the article of the day.
Aha.
Article of the day. 1776 U.S. Congress proclaims the Declaration of Independence and independence from Great Britain.
And I have to play this here.
Where's the...
Oh, yeah.
What is a kilometer?
Had we lost that, they would have all been treasonous
executed.
And executed.
Oh, yeah.
And we would know them today as treasonous.
Yeah. No, that's wild. I mean, we would have had tea this morning instead of coffee.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
But yeah, no, and I want to bring this up from from our Discord here. We have from Darkness. Why do we celebrate on July 4th each year? Why not on July 2nd or August 2nd? We often think July 4th, 1776 was the day the Continental Congress declared America's independence from Great Britain, but that actually happened on July 2nd, 1776. John Adams wanted July 2nd to be celebrated as the nation's official birthday. It wasn't the beginning of the American Revolution. That began more than a year earlier in April of 1775 with the battles of Lexington and Concord, as we know. It wasn't the day Thomas Jefferson wrote the first draft of the Declaration of Independence. That was June of 1776, last month. No, the Declaration wasn't delivered to Great Britain on July 4th. It wasn't received until November of 1776. So they didn't even know for several months that we declared independence. But of course, back then, everything had to travel by ship and all that whatnot. And it wasn't the date the Declaration was signed. It was signed a month later on August 2nd, 1776. So why do we celebrate Independence Day on July 4th? It is because on this day in 1776, the Continental Congress approved the final wording of the Declaration of Independence. The Congress had worked on it for a couple days after independence was declared, and the draft was submitted on July 2nd, with edits and changes made until an agreement was reached on its final wording. July 4, 1776 became the date that was included on the Declaration of Independence and on the handwritten copy which was signed in August, the copy which is now on display at the National Archives in Washington, D.C. We saw that.
Saw it, yep.
Yep, we saw it. I've seen the Declaration with my own eyes behind, heavy glass, of course, but yeah.
And that day we got in, we really lucked out because usually it's jammed.
Yeah.
You have to keep moving, and we came in at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Everybody was gone. We just got to linger and look at everything in there, and that was just hang out and look at this.
It was nice, yeah.
It was super.
Yeah, I was trying to find photos of it, and I realized, no, we have physical photos, not, that was before the digital camera. Well, not really before, but before we really had one,
Well,
2004.
we didn't have phone cameras, that's for sure.
Yeah, true. Anyway, it is also the date printed on the Dunlap broadsides, the original printed copies of the Declaration, which were circulated throughout the new nation. So when people thought of the Declaration of Independence, July 4th, 1776 was a date they remembered. July 4th was not celebrated much in the new nation until after the War of 1812. Now, keep in mind, was not celebrated much. So it was celebrated because we will be talking about, I believe it's 1792 was the first time we actually celebrated it.
Okay.
We will be covering that in the show here. Until after the War of 1812, when the Federalist Party began to lose its political influence to other parties which considered themselves inheritors of the views of Thomas Jefferson, and the Democratic Republic Party, organized by Jefferson and James Madison, a party which favored states' rights and limited federal inheritors of the views of federal power. Printed copies of the Declaration began to be circulated again, all with the date of July 4th, 1776 listed at the top. The fact that Thomas Jefferson and John Adams both died on July 4th, 1826, we will be covering that as well,
really?
may have also helped to promote the idea that July 4th is an important date to be remembered. July 4th celebrations became more common as the years passed, but it wasn't until 1870, almost 100 years after the Declaration was adopted, that Congress first declared July 4th to be a national holiday in a bill that officially recognized a number of federal holidays, including Christmas. Additional legislation about national holidays, including July 4th, was passed in 1939 and 1941. So, thank you, darkness.
I love on this day especially.
On this day.
Our history. There it is.
Yes.
The birth of our history.
Yeah, the
All
birth
laid
of
out.
it. Yeah.
I love that, laid out like that.
Yeah. Well, as Ron Swanson said, in the show Parks and Recreation, history began in 1776. Everything before was a mistake.
Yeah.
But too late to apologize. I would highly recommend people to watch this video from Somo. This is a really great sub. It's the same song. Like, it's too late to apologize, but it's from Independence Day flair and everything. Yeah. I'm not going to play here because I'm pretty sure the copyright, and all that stuff. But I will add this into the underbar section. Too late to apologize. It's a really, really good watch, and I'd like to watch it after the show here. Anyway, yeah. So moving on up from there, 1785, James Hutton, a geologist, publicly read an abstract of his theory of uniformitarianism for the first time at the meeting of the Royal Society of Edinburgh. What is this theory of uniformitarianism? Let's look this up here really quick.
Hmm.
Also known as the doctrine of uniformity or the uniformitarian principle, is the assumption that the same natural laws and processes that operate in our present-day scientific observations have always operated in the universe in the past and apply everywhere in the universe. It refers to invariance in the metaphysical principles underpinning science, such as the constancy of cause and effect throughout space and time. But has also been used to describe temporal invariance of physical laws. Though an unprovable postulate that could not be verified using the scientific method, some consider that uniformitarianism should be a required first principle in scientific research. Other scientists disagree and consider that nature is not absolutely uniform, even though it does exhibit certain regularities. You know, like the hexagon at the top of Saturn and Jupiter and everything. Their poles are hexagonal, which is weird, you know. And we have a lot of geometric shapes in nature and all that whatnot. But yeah, interesting stuff. Moving on up to 1789, we have the first U.S. Tariff Act was signed by President Washington. So our first tariff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how they got money.
Yep.
We weren't taxed as people.
Oh, well, we were, but not, right after the war. People don't realize this because, the main basis of the whole War of Independence was no taxation without representation.
Right.
Which, I've gone off before about, how people who are 15, 16, 17 years old, they can get a job, taxes come out of their paycheck, but they still can't vote. Boom, taxation without representation right there. We become what we fought against. But
and the other flip side of that, people start taking tremendous advantage if you're under 18 and not getting taxed. Then they start gifting their children hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars, depending on how wealthy you are.
Yeah.
Totally tax-free, stays within the family.
There's serious problems, that's for sure. We're still trying to figure that out. But immediately after the war, there was a tax because they needed to pay off the war effort.
Yep.
So,
okay.
But, it was taxation with representation or until they got it, whatever. Anyway, 1796 here, I was off by 4 years. We have the first Independence Day celebration was held in 1796.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah. Moving on up into the 1800s. 1802, we have the first U.S. military academy opened at West Point, New York.
Ah.
So the very first, West Point.
Yeah.
We spoke about West Point the other day. Two different people, but it was on the same calendar date, but several years apart. The first black U.S. citizen to join up into West Point.
Oh.
And then some other guy several years later, the first black U.S. citizen to graduate from West Point.
Ah.
So
Not the same guy.
not the same guy, but still pretty interesting.
Yeah.
How they both landed on the same day. 1803, the Louisiana Purchase was announced to the U.S. people by President Thomas Jefferson. We were talking about the Louisiana Purchase yesterday, I believe, and all that whatnot. You weren't here.
Right.
But that was when we bought, Louisiana and that whole area
Yeah.
from Napoleon, because he couldn't, physically hold it, and he was
Right.
busy fighting a war in Europe.
He was going to lose it anyway, so
Well,
he got something out of it.
He wasn't going to lose it anyway, but there's no way for him to hold it. We could have just taken it.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Could have. Not that he was definitely going to, but
Yeah.
get something or get nothing.
Yep. And now that Sir King is back, do you want to tell us about 1817?
1817, Chief Engineer James Geddes begins construction on the Erie Canal, Rome, New York, one of the first great engineering works in North America.
Heck yeah. The Erie Canal.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nice.
Ooh.
1819, William Herschel makes last telescopic observation of 1819 comet.
Huh.
Hmm.
All right.
1826,
Yep.
past presidents Thomas Jefferson and John Adams both die on the 50th anniversary of Declaration of Independence. President John Quincy Adams calls visible and palpable remarks of divine favor.
Yep. as I mentioned earlier,
Yeah.
like,
That's just weird.
yeah,
I had no idea. This is probably my favorite
No
moment
idea.
today. I had no idea that this happened in our history.
yeah.
Same day.
What, that they died?
Same year. I expected to meet him, you know.
Well, you're old enough to.
Yeah, thanks.
Moving on up into 1828, construction began on the B&O, the Baltimore to Ohio first U.S. passenger railroad. All right.
Yeah.
So, yeah. 1 year later, we have the cornerstone laid for the second U.S. Mint at Chestnut and Juniper Street in Philadelphia, the Grecian Temple.
I wonder
Did you
when the
miss
San Francisco went
1827?
open. That's way out in the West Coast.
I think
It's an important one.
When did the San Francisco Mint open? I think we spoke about this recently. 1854, but what exactly? It's not telling me. June 14th. So we've already cut.
Well, I didn't mean this day. I just was wondering what
Yeah.
year.
1970.
No, 1854.
Oh,
Is
yeah,
that when
true.
It's open?
Yeah. Oh, from yeah, 1854. That's right.
I'm just curious when it was. That's why I like this show. We can get an offshoot going. We stop in on Talkie, then you wonder about something else.
Yeah.
Because that's way out west, obviously.
Way out west. Yeah.
It's still pretty early.
Yeah. 1854. That sounds about right. Yeah, because like the last time we did a California road trip and everything, we stopped by, all those, batteries. And some of those, were there since the Civil War.
Yes.
And that's the 1860s.
Yeah.
So 1854, that sounds about right. So, but King, you were going to say something, and I kind of cut you off. What were you going to say?
I think you missed 1827.
1827? Oh, definitely. Wow. Okay.
It's a big one.
Yeah, that is. 1827, slavery was abolished in New York.
Whoa.
Wow.
Whoa. Yeah.
Shame on me. I am sorry. God, good poll. Thank you.
Yeah, glad you caught that.
I wanted to read that, and I guess I skipped over it. But yeah, there you go. You know.
Yep.
1829. What do we got here?
Cornerstone laid for the second U.S. Mint at Chestnut and Juniper Street, Philadelphia, the Grecian Temple.
And thank you for rereading that. I actually want to look up what the Grecian Temple even looked like, if they have a photo of it. So Grecian Temple, 1829. Let's see if we can find it. Oh, well, that's an actual temple.
Yeah.
I think this might be it. No, that's Athens. So,
U.S.
yeah.
It is U.S., right?
Yeah, Philadelphia.
Okay, Philadelphia. There you go. Philadelphia's even better.
Let's see here. Philadelphia, 1829. I want to thank you again about the 1827 one, man. Like I am ashamed that I skipped over that. I truly am. But I think this is the building here.
Yeah, looks like it.
Yeah. Let's see here. And what else do we got? Another 1829.
1829, the first London bus omnibus operated by George Shilbeer begins service between Marylebone Road and Bank Junction.
Huh. I wonder what an omnibus looks like. 18...
Is that two-stacker bus?
I think so.
No, this is well before that. The double-decker. This is a horse and carriage.
Yeah.
Because remember, like, this is 1829. Cars
Yeah,
weren't
yeah,
invented
yeah.
until, like,
Wrong
1880
century.
or something. Yeah. But here's the omnibus, so it's just a stagecoach kind of, sort of
Yeah.
thing. Like,
Bus.
yeah. Doesn't look too comfortable. It looks like you come in through the back. Yeah, there's a door back
Yeah.
here. So you just pile in like an APC. Huh. All right.
There it is. Yeah.
Yep. 1831, America, My Country 'Tis of Thee, with lyric by Samuel Francis Smith, had its first public performance at Park Street Church in Boston, Massachusetts.
Boston.
Boston.
Give the date of that again.
1831, July 4th.
I am surprised it's that far off. That recent.
Yeah. Yeah, that far past.
Past, yeah,
Yeah.
1776.
Yeah. And then 1836, Wisconsin Territory formed. All right. So now we can start having some cheese. So,
cheese paper.
Yeah, how about them Packers, eh?
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. Well, what do we got here just 1 year later in 1837?
1837, Grand Junction Railway, the world's first long-distance railway, opens between Birmingham and Liverpool.
Ooh. Alright, that sounds like a distance. Let's see if we can find a map here. Map. Here we go. Well, we have like some very detailed maps that are going to be hard to see on the video, but yeah, world's first long-distance railway. You can see how old it is. Let me see if I can get a bigger image here. Yeah, by the train. Look at the train.
Yeah.
Like, and what's really interesting is train cars. The very first, like, well, not the very first, but like train cars eventually were just stagecoaches with their wheels changed for rails.
Yeah.
They just hooked up a bunch of
yeah.
stagecoaches, and that's why they look like stagecoaches, because they are.
Yeah.
So, what else do we got here?
1838, Husker Colliery Mine disaster in Silkstone, England. Mining pit floods, drowned 26 children, leads to 1842 mines and collieries Act bans women and children from working on it.
Huh. So that... Because, there were children working in the mines, miners, in the early 1900s.
Oh, yeah.
So, well, this is England. So I was talking about the U.S.
It was... There's, like, no adults, like, down there, like...
Oh, of course. But, they...
What is
all hands on
does it
deck.
say?
Definitely a mix.
Yeah. Well, of course there's adults down there, but hey, like, if you're able-bodied, go down there and start digging up the ore. So...
Different time. Young kids need to put food on the table for their family.
Yeah, different
10
times,
years
for
old.
sure.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
I was talking about this, like, yesterday or the other day, the concept of a childhood, of, like, going out and playing, having a summer, off and all that stuff. The concept of
Didn't
school,
exist.
didn't exist 100 years ago. It's still really new.
Well, the concept certainly existed.
Well, but,
the practicality of everybody getting there, no.
Yeah. Why don't you take this 1838?
Hey, Iowa!
Yeah.
1838, Iowa Territory is organized from Wisconsin Territory, lasting until 1846.
So Iowa is a product of Wisconsin. Huh.
Like, yeah,
So-
it's Wisconsin. I'm just less hilly.
Yeah.
Just to go back on the what we were just talking about, the one before.
The mining?
Yeah, and the kids.
Yeah.
My father, when he was a young child, and they were going to school, when the crops were coming in, school was done. Because all the kids were out there.
Yeah,
picking
harvesting,
and
yeah.
harvesting, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, you didn't get a
That's my
summer.
father.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just 2 generations. Well, 3, technically.
Yeah, it'd be 3 by now.
Yeah.
Because this had to be in the 1825, something like that.
1825?
1925.
Like, we're going way back.
Yeah. 1920, probably.
Your dad was alive in 1825? He saw the Civil War? Holy hell, he might have shaken hands with Lincoln.
Move on. Slip of the tongue and I get hammered.
Of course. 1840, the Cunard Line's 700-ton wooden paddle steamer RMS Britannia departed from Liverpool, bound for Halifax, Nova Scotia, on the first transatlantic crossing with a scheduled end. Like, so all other ends were unscheduled? It's like, well, I guess so, because you don't know when you're going to get there.
True.
True. This is when you actually know, like, okay, it's going to take X amount of time, so we're going to get there at this time, and so that makes sense. It's, a scheduled end.
Yeah.
So, but what did it look like? RMS Britannia, wooden paddle steamer. So I wonder if that's like one of those ones with the big wheels on the sides.
I would think so. That's what comes to vision to me first off.
Yes, it was. It also
Oh,
did have
sails.
sails. No, it had wooden paddles and it had sails.
and sails.
Back in the early days when they first were doing it, they had sails primarily, because that was how we sailed and everything. But when there was no wind, then they turned on the engines and then they kept going. So they only used engines as a backup. Not a primary.
What was the energy to
Coal.
generate? Coal?
Yeah.
Had to be.
Coal, wood,
Don't burn the boat down.
No. You had to be careful. 1845, U.S. philosopher and naturalist Henry David Thoreau moved into his shack on Walden Pond. And I believe that's on the Trail of Freedom or whatever it's called that you were talking about earlier. Walden Pond is somewhere like around Boston or something.
Excuse me, on the Freedom Trail? I don't remember seeing that.
Huh.
But you see so much.
Yeah.
I probably remember half of it.
I'm only remembering it from Fallout 4. So, and I know that's, highly condensed. And here's his shack. Looks like. I would say that's a. It was a small thing. Like it was like a one-room, little tiny thing.
Yeah.
And we all know about Henry David Thoreau. Rather known historical figure. 1845 as well. Texas Congress voted for annexation to the U.S. So they're voting to be annexed by the U.S.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Protection from Mexico.
10 years later, what do we got, Sir King?
In 1855, Brooklyn, New York, the first edition of Walt Whitman's Book of Poems, Leaves of Grass, is published.
Huh. All right.
Can we go back up to the Texas thing there?
Yes.
When was the
Alamo?
Alamo. It had to be after that, I would think.
When was the Alamo? The Battle of the Alamo was February 23rd through March 6, 1836. So before this, by 9 years.
After.
Before.
Yeah, before this event. Okay, yeah.
1836 to 1845, 9 years.
This was 45, yeah.
Yes.
After, okay.
Yeah, well, Texas had their war.
I was wondering if it was annexed before for protection, but then it wouldn't have
No, they wanted to be independent.
Yeah.
Like, Texans are very, very independent. And,
a lot of Texans still want to secede.
Yeah, well, they view themselves as Texans first and U.S. citizens second.
Correct.
So.
And don't be a Californian and go there.
Yeah, pal.
Well, hell no. Unlike some people we know in our direct family. So. What else? Here we go. Civil War stuff.
1861, in a special session of 27th Congress, Lincoln requests 400,000 troops.
Yep. Need it.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a lot.
That is a lot.
That is a lot.
Yeah.
The population.
Yeah.
That's a big percentage.
Well, that makes me think, we were just, we just watched Lord of the Rings, and they're talking about, they have an army of 10,000. Holy crap. Yeah. An army of 10,000. 400,000. Yeah. Please. I would have loved to see, I'd love to see a Lord of the Rings with Civil War era technology and, manpower. Imagine, the siege of what's the Minas Tirith with 400,000. Literally the entire, all you see to the horizon is just, an army.
Now, was the war going on then, or is this pre-war?
This, I would say, when did the U.S. Civil War start? I'd say,
it was just before that.
Let's see here. April 12th, 1861. So April,
that
May.
Year, so that's when it's...
Yeah, so it's already been started for a couple months.
Yeah. Because my next question was is that north and south that they're requesting? Obviously, at that point,
no,
it's all north.
just the Union, just the north. Yeah.
Well, that was my question.
Yeah. But we will be talking about another Civil War thing here in a minute. But what do we got here? 1862.
1862, Charles Dodgson, Lewis Carroll creates Alice in Wonderland for Alice Liddell on a family boat trip on the River Isis, Thames in Oxford.
Oh.
That's nice.
When Alice was just small.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah, he made the story, just for, this Alice girl.
Which the rumor is now that he did it on the acid type.
What a nice man.
Well, I mean,
which anything's possible.
I mean, I don't know if acid existed in 1862.
Well, there's plenty of hallucinant type of things.
You know what?
THEoD and all kinds of stuff.
Acid invented?
No, not invented. No.
History of LSD. Oh, well, that's way after. Yeah, 1938. Okay. As soon as I know acid is LSD, I know, LSD was invented in the 1900s by that one guy. He was the first to take it. You obviously try, your invention. But, yeah. Well, we will be talking about Alice in Wonderland again here in a minute. But
I'll give you a short story. A friend of mine in high school had an older brother going to UCLA, and he volunteered for a drug experimental thing, see how it would work on you. He ended up driving his car through a house, killed him.
Aww.
And yeah, really a shame. And then they found out later that what were they experimenting with?
Acid.
LSD.
Yeah. Is that tied in with what's that? Used to be a conspiracy.
Scientists.
What?
The scientists.
Well, yeah, of course, but I mean, like, but what was that like major CIA program that they did? Like MK Ultra. That's
MK Ultra, yeah.
Yeah. Would that have tied in with MK Ultra? Because that's about the same time.
I don't know. This would have been somewhere 61, 62.
That's what I'm saying. That's when MK Ultra started. Was the late 50s, early 60s, somewhere in there. And they used LSD. Like they experimented with LSD and all that stuff. It was all about how to figure out how to mind control people and all that stuff. Okay. And if you get people high on drugs,
familiar with that, but okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Well, let me look this up. MK Ultra. I'm surprised you haven't heard about this. It was an illegal human experiments program designed and undertaken by the U.S. Central Intelligence Agency, CIA, to develop procedures and identify drugs that can be used during interrogations to weaken people and force confessions through brainwashing and psychological torture. It began in 1953 and was halted in 1973. MK Ultra used numerous methods to manipulate its subjects' mental states and brain functions, such as the covert administration of high doses of psychoactive drugs, especially LSD, and other chemicals without the subject's consent, electroshocks, hypnosis, sensory deprivation, isolation, verbal and sexual abuse, and other forms of torture.
Yikes. I'm surprised I don't know about this. And year again?
Exactly.
What's
53 to 73. Well, officially ended.
Watch some documentaries with your old man.
It's still going today, most likely.
Yeah.
Oh, it's totally going on today.
Yeah.
Get out of here. They stopped it. Get out of here.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, the fact that origin of the project. Here we go. Once again, us taking a playbook right out of these people. During the early 1940s, Nazi scientists working on the concentration camps of Auschwitz and Dachau conducted interrogation experiments on human subjects. We all know about all this, But yeah, very much like Operation Paperclip, we literally just took Nazi stuff and integrated it into our own programs. So MK Ultra had its basis in Nazi, and we did that to our own citizens.
Yep.
Yeah. Anyway, what do we got here in 1863? Another one here.
1863, Boise, Idaho founded. Now the capital of Idaho.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier today. That was a potential of an area to move to, but because of all the Californians going up there, we're not going to go there because we know what Californians do. So screw everything up.
They make it like California.
Yeah.
Turn red states purple.
Yeah. Yep. But we have this other one, 1863. We've been talking about this for the past 3 days.
Oh, 1863, General Lee's army withdraws from Gettysburg.
Yep.
Ooh,
Gettysburg.
That's a biggie.
Yeah, a 3-day battle.
I didn't know that happened on July 4th.
Yeah. Well, it started on July 1st and it went through July 3rd, and they lost on July 3rd, and then July 4th they're getting out of there.
Is that one of the bloodiest battles? Or
the bloodiest.
It is, okay.
The Battle of Gettysburg, we spoke about this yesterday, is the bloodiest battle on the soil that we know of.
Yeah.
I mean, pretty sure no Native American, battle could light a candle to that.
Percentage-wise, it could.
Probably. Yeah, probably. Oh. But as I said earlier, 1865, here we go. The first edition of Alice's Adventures in Wonderland by Lewis Carroll was published. So from 62 to 65, 3 years. Yeah.
Oh, love it.
1866, a firecracker thrown in wood started a fire that destroyed half of Portland, Maine, U.S.
Jeez.
I mean, we've been screwing around with fireworks for a long time in this country, and it is an explosive. It's not a toy. You got to be careful with that. And my I would say my heart goes out to the people who will be missing a finger by the end of the day. But then again, they got to practice, safety. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, we know
How you learn?
fireworks are out there now, big ones.
Oh yeah.
It's amazing.
Well, what really drives me up a wall is that in California, and especially I understand because of the fire hazard.
Yeah.
Fireworks are illegal, but Disney can get away with it with impunity for some reason.
Well, no.
Like,
Fireworks aren't illegal. They still have over in some of the smaller cities. It's a city makes it illegal.
Ordinance, yeah.
There's still ordinance, yeah. There's still the old fireworks booths. You can walk up and buy fireworks from them.
yeah, the crappy
do 'em-
ones.
And do them. It's
Yeah.
all the little stuff. But they still have those today. They're still up for
Yeah.
this 4th of July.
I still, they use because it's fire season. Okay, yeah, I understand. You don't want us to set off fireworks during fire season, but then why the hell is Disney allowed to get away with it? Just because they're Disney, they're magically able to defy the laws of physics? No.
No, they have to abide by certain security standards
That they set.
and they meet all those.
That
The
they said.
governments-
No,
government sets
they
it.
control the government.
And they're controlled under that. So they say, okay, you can control it like this, and we'll check you out. Therefore, you can do it.
But you do know that Disney controls
Disney has nothing to do with it.
Yes, they do. They control the Anaheim government.
No.
They do. So, I mean, it's the Anaheim government that says you can only have buildings up to yay high.
I'll give you
around-
that it is Disney's power that allows them to have it, but
Yes.
they have to meet certain criteria. And anybody that can meet that criteria then can have them, not just Disney.
Well, not.
I'm sure some of the other parks set stuff off on the 4th of July.
Disney has a very they can't. Disney has a special. There's like a special thing just for them. Only Disney can do this. Like yeah.
Got that.
Oh, anyway, moving up to 1867, the Republican Party of Texas was founded in Houston with a goal regaining admittance to the Union after the U.S. Civil War. Let's not forget that they were part of the South during the Civil War, I believe.
Yeah.
So, and so was California, actually. California was part of.
California was neutral, if I'm not mistaken.
We were on the South, but we didn't fight. But California was the
We
Southern.
declared ourselves with the Southern. Not
Was
with the Union?
California part of the South during Civil War? California in the American Civil War. Let's see.
Probably don't give you a direct answer.
California's involvement in the American Civil War, including sending gold east to support the war effort, recruiting volunteer combat units to replace regular U.S. Army. So they were. I was wrong.
They were part of the Union.
They were part of the Union.
That makes more sense.
Yeah, and join. Okay, the state of California did not send its units east, but many citizens traveled east and joined the Union Army there. Some of whom became
Voluntarily.
famous.
Yeah.
Yeah. And here we go. Speaking of California and all that stuff, this is this next one I'm going to give to Sir King. This is very.
Oh yeah, 1875. White Democrats
Yes.
kill several blacks in terrorist attacks in Vicksburg. What?
Reread that. Reread that.
What? The Democrats
What kind of
killed
Democrats?
several blacks?
What kind of Democrats?
White Democrats? What?
Ah. And wait, what did they do? What did they do?
They killed several black people?
in what kind of an attack?
A terrorist?
Oh.
Oh.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, come on.
So much
Can-
for the party
can you
slipping.
say Ku Klux Klan?
Yeah.
Democratic
You say
strong arm.
projection?
Yep.
Project much? Democrats?
Yep. Yep.
Ooh, the party switched. Brr.
Yeah, party
Surprised-
switch my
Surprised that's even
butt
in there.
cheek.
They didn't delete that page.
Yeah, that is surprise. That is surprising. So, but then again, they probably put that in there because whites. Oh, like let's forego what party they're affiliated. No, let's focus on the color of their skin. Oh no, but no, they're white Democrats, as they always have been. So.
I actually feel better not better. I feel bad about people that look with color.
I do too.
It just astounds me how you can't be colorblind when it comes to people. It's so irrelevant the color of your skin, and it baffles me. People think in color. I mean, really predominantly look that
Yeah,
way.
I mean they're focused so much on what the differences are,
And that's
rather
why
than
Martin Luther King's one of my heroes. You know,
well,
because all he wanted was character.
Yeah.
Give us a shot. Let us show our character.
Yeah.
Ignore our color. Hoorah! I'm
Yeah.
for that guy.
I still though got to rewatch that video that we spoke about the other day, saying that MLK was a communist. So
He was
That's
surrounded
a
by
stretch
them.
for me. That's a stretch. Well, I don't know that. It very well could have been.
yeah,
But his character, very difficult to be a communist.
no,
I mean, I'm not saying I know. I don't.
yeah, but these people. I'm talking about communists, and and all that stuff. They know how to get under the radar. They know how to come in and manipulate. Like anybody with
Of course.
like including certain people, like who kill other people. So, but anyway, let's move on up to 1876 here. You got two of them.
1876, first public exhibition of electrical light in San Francisco.
All right, 100 years. 1876.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another 1876, ThEoD visits Bedloe Island, future home of the Statue of Liberty.
Now I've never heard it called Bedloe Island.
I never have heard of it. Never heard of anything as far as the name of the island.
Well, that's what it was called, actually.
Yeah.
I see it, Bedloe Island. There it is, right there.
Little teeny island.
Now, you want to know something interesting about the base of the Statue of Liberty? I'm talking about the star part.
Okay.
That used to be a fortress,
Oh.
a legitimate fortress, a military.
They use it as a foundation.
Yes.
Oh,
That
awesome.
looks
I
like a
didn't know that.
pentagon,
This is
kinda.
another one of my favorite points of the day.
Yeah. But so, that's why it looks like a fortress, because it was. It's right there on an island in the middle of
That
a
makes
waterway.
perfect sense.
It hunkers it down.
Little tiny island. You make a fortress to protect the
Yeah.
entrance coming in.
Yep. And
That
same
makes
with
perfect sense.
Yep.
Holy cow! I didn't know that.
Yep. And same with the Rock, Alcatraz. That was built on top of a military fortress that was there.
I think I knew
And
that.
actually, they discovered, 10 to some odd years ago through ground penetrating radar, GPR, one of the yards, like, the large concrete yards, for the
Yeah.
prisoners to go, was built directly over a gun emplacement.
Oh.
They were trying to find, like, the lost gun emplacement, from when that was a military, a fortress and all that stuff. They just concreted over the damn thing.
How would you like to be stationed on that island? I'm going where? Holy crap! It's cold and wet out there.
Yeah. No escape. So, but that makes sense too. It's just an
Yeah.
island right there.
Yeah.
If there's any invading, then you have to contend with that. Moving on up to 1881, Booker T. Washington established Tuskegee Institute. We've heard about Tuskegee. They have
Yeah.
commercials. Education pioneer, good old Mr. Washington. What a
I'm
name.
trying to think what else we know him for. I'm trying to think.
He was a black U.S. citizen, educator, author, and orator during the late 19th and early 20th century. He was a dominant leader in the black community and of the contemporary black elite, playing a significant role in fighting racial discrimination.
Okay. Well, I must be thinking of someone else. Something else was jarring my memory, and it's not going to be him. But anyways, he's obviously established individual.
Yeah, he was an advisor to Theodore Roosevelt and William Howard Taft at one
That's
point.
what I'm thinking of. He's an advisor. That's what I'm thinking of.
There you
Okay.
go. All right.
Yeah, because he was at a top level, an advisor. Okay.
Yep. All right. Yeah, he has a huge biography here. So.
Yeah.
What else do we got here? 1883, Buffalo Bill Cody presented the first Wild West show in North Platte in Nebraska. Even back then, people like the Hollywood type of, well, we label it Hollywood these days,
Yeah.
but
Well, people like a show, that's for sure.
But like Wild Bill Hickok for a while was a stage actor, and he portrayed himself on stage.
Yeah.
And everything, but then eventually he got tired of that. That's not him. He's a rough and tumble, guy out. Well, not a bourgeois stage actor.
Right.
So, but yeah, like even back then, people wanted to see a show and dance about,
Entertainment. It was
yeah,
entertainment.
about the glory of the Wild West,
Yeah.
the frontier.
Yeah.
So, speaking
And they
of
become children's heroes,
yeah. Speaking of rough and tumble stuff, in 1884 we have the first U.S. bullfight was held in Dodge City, Kansas. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And while that was,
I've only been to one bullfight. Didn't care for it at all.
yeah, I'm not too keen on that either.
No.
Like, I still view I still view Spain with a side eye because they still have bullfights, and I get it, that's their culture and everything, but how can you be a first world country and have a third world culture like that? You know, goring animals, are you kidding me?
I don't know, but I'm sure they're still having bullfights down in Mexico.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That's where I went. I went to Mexico to see a bullfight.
Okay. Well, Mexico was colonized by who?
Yeah, Spain.
Yeah, there you go, so... But anyway, 1884 as well, the Statue of Liberty was presented to the U.S. in Paris. Of course, as a gift. Now, I believe there was... I don't know, I thought it was presented in 1876, 100 years, but I guess not.
Yeah.
So... But what do we got here in 1886?
1886, first scheduled continental passenger train reaches Port Moody, British Columbia.
Transcontinental passenger train. So, from the west to the east.
Yeah.
British Columbia. Here we go. This guy.
1887, future founder of Pakistan, Muhammad Ali Jinnah, begins his studies at Sindh Magisterial Islam University of Karachi. Karachi, probably.
All right. Yeah, the future founder of Pakistan, Muhammad Ali Jinnah.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, and here we go.
1880.
Bullfighting and such. Go ahead.
1888, first organized rodeo competition held Prescott, Arizona.
Oh, Prescott.
Prescott. I've heard that name before, many times.
I lived not too far from Prescott. Well, I was over the mountain range and on the other side. I went over there a lot.
Nice.
1889, Washington State Constitutional Convention holds first meeting.
Nice.
Yeah,
Washington State. So that's on the west.
Yeah.
Washington State.
Moving on up to 1892, James Keir Hardie was chosen as the first socialist in the British lower house. Here we go. While that was going on, Western Samoa changed the international date line so that there were 367 days in the country, with 2 occurrences of Monday, July 4th. What?
How does that work?
I don't know. How can you...
Well, by now they're a month or two off. I don't know.
Well, I'm pretty sure they rectified the situation.
Obviously.
But 367 days. But that makes more sense. Because we have to add in leap years and all that crap. Like, our calendar is not correct. Like, we spoke about this last time you were on the show.
2 days a year. 67.
Yeah, right. 2 days. Okay, yeah. 365 to 367. But could you imagine, like, going to bed on Monday, July 4th and waking up the next day on Monday, July 4th?
I know.
The same... Wait, what happened?
I didn't get it right that time. Let's see if I can this time.
Talk about a Groundhog Day. Jeez, man.
Yeah.
I got you, babe. 1894, Elwood Hayes successfully tested one of the first U.S. autos at the blazing, lightning-fast speed of 6 whole entire miles per hour.
Oh, my God.
Wow. And actually, I think the first traffic ticket was at 8 miles per hour because the speed limit was 5. So
I'm going to go back to my dad one more time here.
Uh-huh.
And I wish I could remember the speed that he told me, but when he was a kid, and I'm going to pick a speed, that the body couldn't stand going 50 miles an hour.
Yeah.
It couldn't stand that pressure. It wouldn't survive.
Yeah, they were thinking about that.
No, that's what they thought.
Yeah. Well, like, that's what they were saying, like, about, like, how, like, women, like, can't be pilots and all that stuff because it might screw up the womb or whatever. And everything.
Weird stuff like that.
And that reminds me, like, there's a scene in the movie Oppenheimer, and I hope King here will remember it, when they were talking about, like, oh, well, men should be working on this, women shouldn't, because it might affect your reproduction and everything. It's like, your reproduction is more exposed than mine, like, we have outside plumbing, men, Like,
they have a womb, and that's what they're worried about.
Yeah, but we have stuff on the outside dangling, that's
hanging about.
Yeah.
Not protected at all.
Yeah. if anything, women have more protection.
Well, I think they're referring to if you are impregnated, then it's far more.
Well, that's a different
off and
story.
running, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
In the movie though, they're talking about just specifically not if you're pregnant, but just the the radiation might harm your ability to get pregnant. Well, the radiation might harm your ability to get your outside plumbing even worse because you're on the outside. Anyway, 1894 as well, the Republic of Hawaii was proclaimed with Sanford B. Dole as president. Oh, I wonder if he has anything to do with the Dole Fruit Company.
Sounds like it, because it was big over there at one time.
Well, that makes sense, yeah.
Well,
Hawaii?
Hold on.
Hawaii.
I'm pretty sure I'm right, but it also, I may be confusing it with
Hawaii.
Look up Dole and see where it was Hawaii and Dole.
Well,
Aren't they the
was
banana
pineapples.
people?
I'm going to say, it was pineapples. Hawaii was a pineapple plantation area.
I know sugar cane was there until it got too expensive to land, and then they moved it to Cuba.
Yeah. Well, sugar was always being grown and cultivated in Cuba, but I think you're right. Hawaii was used for sugar.
But Dole has to be connected to Hawaii.
It has to be.
Yeah.
And man, dude, the things we did to get Hawaii was just dirty, disgusting, awful stuff. So, but what do we got here in 1895? Before I go off on a rant about Hawaii.
1895, Catherine Lee Bates publishes America the Beautiful.
Hell yeah.
Can I interrupt for 1 second?
Of course.
Do you have any update on the major fire in Hawaii a 3 years ago?
It hasn't been that long, but you're talking about
a couple years ago.
Lahaina in Maui.
Yes.
I don't heard anything on that.
Or,
I haven't
Maui,
heard anything. It's still being suppressed, as far as I know.
Okay.
Oprah Winfrey and Dwayne The Rock Johnson, are probably still making money off of it.
I just
freaking monsters.
If you heard anything, because
I haven't.
In touch of it. Okay.
I mean, I'm pretty sure if we do some digging, we can find something. But yeah, but let's never forget. Thank you for bringing that up. I don't want that to just fade away. Those people deserve justice.
Something was screwy. I don't know.
Oh, definitely.
Happened, but something was screwy.
Well, it was they were burning land so that way they can get more. Oprah wanted to expand her plantation. So.
Yep, and they weren't selling.
Yep. Anyway, what do we got here in 1898?
1898, U.S. flag hoisted over Wake Island, Spanish-American War.
Yep.
Where's Wake Island?
Wake Island.
Where is Wake Island?
I've heard of it, but that is a good question. Let's see here. Wake Island.
Somewhere near water, I imagine.
I would assume so. Okay. Here we go. Wake Island up over here in the middle of the Pacific.
Oh.
It's farther than Midway. Midway's up here. Hold on,
that's way out there. Okay.
Let me see if I can bigger this image. Yeah, here we go.
It's about halfway between Australia and us in California.
Yeah, roughly. If you go in an arc.
Well.
Yeah.
As the duck flies, so to speak.
Well, as the duck flies, it would be this way. Not like up and over,
No, one straight. Yeah, it's approximately somewhere halfway.
Somewhere around there, yeah, in a curve. So.
Okay.
Yeah. 1901, former U.S. federal judge William Howard Taft was installed as the first Governor General of the Philippines, declared an amnesty for all insurgents who take an oath of allegiance. So giving them a break, like, hey, this is our stuff now. If you want to. Let your past, be the past. Bygones be bygones. Start a new life.
Ended up becoming the president.
Yeah, the 27th, and the fattest one.
That I didn't know.
You didn't know that?
No.
He was 300 some odd pounds.
Oh wow.
He was a big guy.
I guess so.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he was a big man.
Yeah. No, hold on a second. William Howard Taft. Let's William Howard Taft. Actually, they had to bring in.
So was it Teddy Roosevelt pretty fat?
No, he was. I mean, he might have had some chub on him, but
he's a big guy. There's a good picture of the size.
Yeah, right here. Like, look at him. He's a big guy.
Yeah.
But I remember they had to bring in a different bathtub because he couldn't fit into the one there. They had to make him a custom bathtub, because he was just too big. So.
The question is, did he stink the place up politically?
Well,
I don't know.
Well, that depends. Was he a Republican or a Democrat? A Republican.
Obviously, he's a Republican.
All right, so he didn't stink up the place.
No, hopefully.
Yeah. Oh, look at it with his pince-nez. You know?
Yeah.
Which is a style of glasses. He doesn't have the ear things. A pince-nez is called that because it pinces the nose.
Yeah.
You know, that's how it's called. But he has a monocle thing in case they fall off. He has a little monocle strand.
Hey, listen, the Republicans aren't always perfect and saviors.
definitely
And I
not.
can go back to the McCarthyism.
Okay. Yeah, well, yeah.
So, I mean, it gets bad on both sides.
Well, I mean, like,
worse on one side than the other, for sure.
As I've always said, it doesn't matter if you're Republican, Democrat, conservative, liberal, red, blue, right, left. There are two wings on the same bird, and it's not an eagle, it's a vulture picking your ass. Picking your ass.
You're on your own of that. I want to be in the middle, flying like an eagle with both sides flapping.
Well, both sides are not for you; they're against you. We need to get rid of both parties. We need to start fresh. So, anyway, 1902, a civil government was established in the Philippines by a proclamation from U.S. President ThEoD Roosevelt, who offered a general amnesty to insurgents. And we just talked about that. William Howard Taft. So it looks like the president, extended what Howard Taft did.
Yeah.
So we were talking about Teddy Roosevelt.
Yep.
Just a minute ago. So yeah, I believe he was the president during this time in 1901 as well. 1903, the Pacific Cable from San Francisco, Hawaii, Guam, and Philippines. That is a huge area. Opened. President Theodore Roosevelt sent a message.
So what is it again that opened?
Pacific Cable. So I believe it has to be telegraph back in that time.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
But think about it. San Francisco, Hawaii, Guam, and the Philippines. That's all over the Pacific.
Yeah, it's laying cable underwater.
Yeah, but we're talking.
Yeah.
Like, that is incredible.
Yeah.
1905, Baseball Hall of Fame pitchers Rube Waddell of the A's and Cy Young of Boston matched up in a 20-inning classic. Philadelphia won 4-2. Yeah.
Jeez.
Yep. 1 year later, Great Britain, France, and Italy declared independence of Ethiopia, back then known as Abyssinia, but all laid claim to their own spheres of influence in that land. Mm-hmm. So they were declaring their independence, but still saying that they answer to them. So not really independent.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like Canada.
Yes.
As we said, Canada is its own sovereign nation, but to a certain degree, they still answer to the British Crown.
They
Unlike Australia.
The king now was the queen.
Yes.
As their king.
Yes. Whereas Australia is fully and completely wholly independent.
Yes.
So, as with us.
I was just going to say, as is the U.S.
But, if it wasn't for, France's helping out, the U.S., there would not have been an Australia, because after they lost the colonies, the British still had to dump all of their, undesirables somewhere else. And they had just found, just so happened to have found, Australia. Or back then it was called like Terra Austris or something.
Oh, yeah?
Terra, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yep.
What else we got?
1907, Canadian World Heavyweight Boxing Champion Tommy Burns knocks out Bill Squires of Australia in round 1 in Colma, California, his 6th title defense. Round 1. Boom, you're down.
Down goes the Aussie.
Yep. Don't mess with a Canadian. Those people are crazy.
Crazy Canucks.
Yep. I know one. 1907, Wimbledon's men's tennis. Australian Norman Brooks became the first non-Englishman and left-hander to win Wimbledon, beating Arthur Gore 6-4, 6-2, 6-2. So the first left-hander. Look at that.
Wow. Yeah.
Nice. One more year later, 1908, Major League Baseball New York Giants pitcher George Hooks Wiltz no-hits Philadelphia Phillies 1-0 in a 10-inning. Missed a perfect game by hitting one batter with a pitch at Polo Grounds, New York City.
And now you do remember the difference between a perfect game and
something about
no hitter.
No hitter is no hitter.
Yeah.
Perfect game is striking them all out consecutively. Correct.
Not striking them all out, getting them all out.
Nobody
Nobody gets on base.
Yeah.
27 up, 27 down.
Okay. Is that anything to do with the line? The cycle? Or,
Nothing.
I don't know.
You're digging a hole.
1909, British Secret Service Bureau formed Foreign Section, the Secret Intelligence Service, SIS, commonly known as MI6, which is who James Bond works for.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the 00. 1910, fight of the century. Jack Johnson defeated James J. Jeffries by technical knockout in 15 rounds in Reno, Nevada, to retain his world heavyweight boxing title. And I said this yesterday, like 15 rounds. Like, you know,
Yeah.
I mentioned this before. You know, just, you know, people like, you know, I don't know what they think, but like I would assume like, oh, why is he reading about this? Specifically the 15 rounds. That's the only reason why this article got in there. Because the stamina, the endurance.
Well, wait a minute. All championship fights are 15 rounds.
Oh, they are?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
It's the only time they go 15, but 15 rounds to win a championship.
That's still, you know,
World
no less, you know, impressive.
Oh, 15 rounds is crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
But what's crazy is having a world champion fight in Reno, Nevada. That's pretty far west and pretty small town.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, if you're gonna build up, you know, towns, you know, you don't want to put all your eggs in Los Angeles or whatever. You want to spread it out a bit.
Well, even in 1910, or whatever date it is,
1910.
Los Angeles was still pretty small. You know,
It was a lot more
It was
notoriety
a city,
than
but it's
Reno.
still pretty far west.
Yes.
You know. Oh yeah, a lot
Yeah.
bigger than Reno.
Yeah.
Although I don't know, Reno was a big silver town at one time, so that may have something to do with it.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it,
Maybe. Yeah.
it may have been a big old boom town
Might have been.
with lots of money there. Let's have a world championship fight there. We make lots of money.
Maybe. I wasn't around then, so I don't know.
Me neither.
That's surprising.
I am your straight man, aren't I?
1910, fight of this. We got that one. 1910 as well. In a mutual defense agreement, Japan and Russia delineate their spheres of interest in Manchuria. And, you know, they would go on and fight each other over that. So. 1911, we got two of these, 105 degrees or 41 degrees Celsius at Vernon, Vermont, state record. And this is interesting. We have 106 degrees, so 105, 106, one's 5, one's 6, so it's not that much of a difference, but it's still counted as 41 degrees Celsius. That's weird.
Well, you don't have the...
You'd think it'd be 42, you know? They're both 41, but one's 105, one's 106.
Yeah, well, are you going to round up or round down? Because you got 2.5 to 1, so...
Yeah.
That's not surprising.
But yeah, at Nashua, New Hampshire, state record. That is hot. Vermont, New Hampshire, 106.
Oh, really hot.
Yeah. And add in the humidity. Ugh. Screw that. 1911, Chicago White Sox pitcher Ed Walsh halts Ty Cobb's 40-game hitting streak as Cobb went 0-for-4 in a 7-3 win over the Detroit Tigers at Bennett Park. All
Think
right.
about that. 40 straight games, you get at least one hit.
That's impressive.
Very impressive.
Yeah. 1917, troops of the Russian Provisional Government opened fire on protesters in Petrograd during the July days of unrest. And this has to be during the Bolsheviks, during the uprising, Lenin's rise to power, communist, Soviet Union, all that stuff.
It's called Red October for a reason.
Oh, yeah. That's coming up, I believe, because October,
Yeah.
Not to be confused with the submarine Red October.
No.
So, 1918, an altar was dedicated at full-scale replica of Stonehenge, an altar was dedicated at a full-scale replica of Stonehenge in Maryhill, Washington. So there's a full-scale replica of Stonehenge in Maryhill in Washington.
Huh.
That's interesting. Let's see if I can find it here. Let me move this over to there. Get rid of that. Elements. I don't want element. I want Nicosia. So, Stonehenge at Maryhill, Washington. All right.
Oh.
And it's complete. So, it's not in ruins. It's a complete one.
Right.
So,
I'd love to see how they built it. Cranes or whatever they had, hauling the stones in.
Yeah. Pretty sure they didn't use logs like they did in the first one.
That'd be fun to see. What did it take to construct this thing?
Yeah, there's no trees.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, it's not in England. But
the whole thing, pouring concrete, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. Are they stones or are they the concrete?
I don't know. From up here, it kind of looks like concrete.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like, it looks like stone. Yeah, that's definitely stone. That ain't concrete. Unless they made it to look like stone. I don't know. But speaking of Stonehenge, these stupid climate activists, did you hear that they went up to the actual Stonehenge? They started, like, they had, like, fire extinguisher type things, but spraying orange paint or something.
It's pretty hard to get close to it. I don't know how you get it.
It's like orange starch.
Yeah,
It was made with starch, some orange spray,
Yeah.
but
and
still.
that's where they get that close to it. 'Cause it's all fenced off. You can only get so far, and it's,
Yeah, I'll play it
Right
for
here. Yeah.
Wow.
2 Just Stop Oil protesters have been arrested after spraying the historic Stonehenge monument in orange paint on Wednesday. I mean,
From under the prison. Under it.
How did they get in there?
they just go in.
I mean, it's
They-
just a fence. I mean, you can get over it, but
Yeah.
I thought it was all
It is, but you know,
controlled.
it is, but if there's enough of them, they'll just come right on in.
Overwhelm it. Yeah.
Yeah,
It only takes a few seconds.
yeah. They got in there, and now it's cornstarch based, so luckily it can be washed off. But
Yeah.
I mean, like, I don't know what they're thinking. You know,
They
destroying.
don't know what that chemical does to that stone
Yeah, that
Yeah.
in the
too.
long term.
Yeah.
That's very true.
You know, like, I understand where they're coming from, and I empathize and to some point agree, but
No, I just disagree.
No,
This is
no.
humanity's history.
no. Let me say what I said. I understand where they're coming from. I don't understand their action. I understand their sympathies. I understand where they're coming from. I understand their point of view. What I don't understand is why they think destroying works of art, throwing paint on airplanes, desecrating monuments is going to help their cause in any way. You're just building an army against you. You know, you got to build public support, not try to force people to support you. You got to empathize with other people and bring them on your side, not force them, because that'll never work. You can't force people to come on your side. You know?
I'm sorry. Who in the hell do they think they are trying to disfigure history of humanity? They are so irrelevant. Screw them.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. I agree with what you're saying.
Yeah.
I understand where they're coming
Under the
from. I
prison.
don't understand their actions, is what I'm saying.
No, I got you.
Yeah.
I'm just adding to it. I'm pissed.
Yeah, I'm not happy either. No.
And that's probably their reaction. They want people to get pissed.
Yeah,
Let's
well,
hang them up by their thumbs, shall we?
They're getting...
So they can never spray paint again.
Yeah. Well, let's not just hang them up by their thumbs. Let's just cut their thumbs off.
Well,
You know? Like, hey, extreme times, extreme measures, and, people need to be made an example of. But anyway, what else do we got here in 1918?
Oh, 1918. Let's catch up here.
While you're doing that, I'm going to restart the music.
1918 altar dedicated to at full scale replica of Stonehenge at. Oh wait, did you read that?
Yep.
Mary Hill, Washington. 1918, the last Ottoman Sultan ascends to the throne. Sultan Mehmed VI, who rules until the monarchy is abolished in 1922. Ooh, 4 years.
Yeah, hey, that's not bad. Ooh, here we go.
1920, the provisional government of Siberia's maritime province agrees to hand over parts of the strategic oil and coal-rich Sakhalin Islands to Japan.
ooh.
Pretty sure Japan
think
took those back over during World War II.
I think they may have fallen before World War II to Russia.
Well, Siberia was Russia. This was Russia giving it to Japan.
But I think they got it back
Oh.
before World War II.
Maybe. What's funny is Russia is trying to get Alaska back by claiming
Yeah.
that, something was
Good luck
wrong.
with
Or,
that.
yeah, have fun. Good luck. Like, the only way they're gonna get it back is through war. Huh. 1923. Oh, we got another unboxing.
1923, Jack Dempsey's beats Tommy Gibson's on points over 15 hard-fought rounds in Shelby, Montana to retain World Heavyweight Boxing title.
Yep, my hat's off to the people who can, go
Hey, 15 rounds,
Yeah.
man.
I mean, hell,
You punched me in the face once, and I'm like, okay,
yeah,
okay.
Try to go one round. I mean, forget the hitting part, but I
Yeah.
mean, it is so
Ducking.
physical. One
Oh
round.
yeah,
You're
just
always
throwing your
moving,
fists
dodging,
out there
weaving,
constantly, and
yeah.
The old saying that
Gotta do the rope a dope.
you're in shape? No. You need to be in boxing shape.
Yes. Boxing shape is the next tier. Hey, you got a baseball one.
Jack Dempsey here. Well, wait. 1925 MLB New York Yankees. Herb Pincock beats Philadelphia A's Lefty Grove 1-0 in 15 innings
Woo.
in the first game of the doubleheader at Yankee Stadium.
15 innings. We're talking about
Wow,
15
and
rounds,
it
15
was a
innings.
doubleheader, so they had another 9 coming after it.
So you got 2 seventh inning stretches.
3.
Well,
7.
7-14,
Yeah.
21.
Man, going to a baseball game was an all-day thing.
Oh yeah, no,
Oh,
it was.
a doubleheader? Heaven
Yeah.
said if you can get to a doubleheader.
Yeah,
If you like baseball.
Yeah.
As a kid, I did.
yeah.
Pack of lunches for the kids and.
Yeah.
Oh, you can just buy a $45 hot dog from the concession stand. So,
Those 10-cent prices are crazy. I'm just gonna pack lunch.
yeah. Ooh, here we go. This is kind of sad.
1926, NSDAP party forms in Weimar. Forerunner to the nothing?
I'm not sure, but I was talking about the one before that.
Oh, 1925. The former Dreyfus Hotel collapses in Boston, Massachusetts, killing 44 of an estimated 200 patients. Dancing on the second floor, Pickwick Club. Wow.
Well, I mean, you know, that makes sense. You
Yeah,
don't
and
want to
the-
have a dance floor
Cut
on
the
the
rug,
second.
and then the
No.
rug comes out from underneath you.
Yeah. But yeah, I was right. The NSDAP, the National Socialist Democratic something party, was the forerunner because I searched it up. And right here, Nazi Party.
Oh.
Officially the National Socialist German Workers' Party. I'm not even going to try to read this. Or I will actually. Nationalsozialistische Deutsche Arbeiterpartei, or NSDAP. It says here a far-right political party, but I have a feeling that
No, far right,
it was...
absolutely.
Oh, okay. But then Hitler
That's
came
what
and...
fascism is, far right.
But
Communism is far left.
Ah.
And it makes a circle, and they're just about the same when they get down to the bottom of the circle.
yeah, that is true. Ooh, here we go. Wow, I didn't know we can fly that fast back then. 1927. You want to take both of them?
1927, first flight of the Lockheed Vega, pilot plus 4 passenger monoplane. It's 225 HP engine, allow cruising speeds at 120 miles per hour.
That
Wow,
is
that's
fast. Oh, I think I've seen this. Like in a museum somewhere. But can you imagine that goes
The
120
Red
miles an
Baron!
hour?
Ah!
What?
That's the Red Baron, ah!
Oh,
We saw a bunch of planes in the Smithsonian Institute, I know that.
We
I
did,
don't remember
yeah.
seeing that, but I could have easily seen it and not remember.
well, we also went to that Air and Space Museum out in Arizona.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
that's true, too.
What's it
Yeah.
called? Primo or
Whatever it was,
whatever. Yeah.
Good museum.
Yeah, it is. That's where the aircraft grade. You know the Boneyard King. You know where they have all of the aircraft. We went there. Yeah.
Well, the Boneyard was next door.
Well, no, it is. It's in the Boneyard.
Oh, within it, okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
You got another 27 here.
1927, Sukarno and friends formed the pro-Indonesian Independence Party and the PNI, which is Persekatan Nasional Indonesia and Batavia Dutch East Indies. I'm sure I purchased that.
All right. 1930, Wimbledon women's tennis. Helen Moody won 4 straight Wimbledon singles, defeating fellow U.S. citizen Elizabeth Ryan 6-2, 6-2. And just 1 year later, we have the first fireworks were held at Cleveland Stadium. And while that was going on, we have the first Trailside Museum opened in Cleveland Metro Parks. And I have one, as soon as the loon gets back, I have to read it when he gets back. Where'd you go? Okay, so we're going to hold this here. 1933, work began on Oakland Bay Bridge. I've been over that bridge, I think. Oakland Bay Bridge. Like, the loon went to go probably take an aspirin or something. But yeah, no, this is the other bridge as opposed to the Golden Gate. This comes in from the other side of the bay, Oakland, into San Francisco.
Hmm.
The Oakland Bay Bridge map. Here we go. Yeah, there's San Francisco. So it goes over here and then goes off of Yorba Buena. You know, there's an island here and all that stuff. But yeah, no, I've been over that bridge. I've been over the Golden Gate a couple of times. Really, really cool bridges. 1934, Hungarian physicist Leo Szilard patented the chain reaction design for the atomic bomb. Wow. So, let me go back here now that the loon is here once again. And what happened? Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah, I have here. Read only if loon is present.
I dodged it. Damn. I didn't get out of here quite early enough, huh?
No, you did, but you know you came back just in time.
That doesn't seem to count. I
was a
wasn't here,
cricket.
so it should move on.
No.
Should just move on.
No. 1932, Don Bradman scores a North American record 260 versus Western Ontario in Guelph during Australian cricket team's Goodwill Tour of North America.
Cricket.
There you go. But yeah, I've already went over these two, but I'm going to reread them because they're very relevant to you and I.
Go for it.
1933, work began on Oakland Bay Bridge.
Oh.
We've been over that bridge several
course.
times, yeah. And then 1934, Hungarian physicist Leo Szilard patented the chain reaction design for the atomic bomb.
Ooh.
Which, well before we knew
Yeah,
we
yeah,
can do that, but
yeah.
like,
Whoa.
Yeah.
Ahead of his time.
oh yeah, because it wasn't until like, well, it was interesting. September 1st, 1939. As you know, it was displayed in the movie Oppenheimer. You know, that's when they discovered they could split the atom, like officially.
Yeah.
But what else happened on September 1st, 1939?
I don't know.
Hitler invaded Poland,
Ah.
so he got upstaged,
Yeah.
as they said in the movie. Anyway,
Your memory's phenomenal with some of this little stuff in movies.
yeah, well, I don't know why I cling on to things that are completely irrelevant.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
What do we got here in 1936?
1936, League of the Nations ends sanctions against Italy after Italian takeover of Abyssinia.
Yep, and as we know today, Abyssinia is now Ethiopia, I believe.
Right.
Actually,
That I don't know.
let me look it up here.
I
Actually,
do know the League of Nations, the forerunner
yes,
of United Nations.
I was correct. Yeah, Ethiopia,
Ooh, good
Abyssinia.
pull. Good pull.
Well, I do know that right before the outbreak of the Second World War, Italy was trying to secure Ethiopia.
Ah.
And actually, I think they changed the name from Abyssinia to Ethiopia. So I think that was the French. Egypt was a lot bigger back then. Look at that. It's huge. And Kush was still around? Really? Huh.
What's chopped? I think
Oh,
Egypt's
wait, this
about
is-
that size. No, I
No,
don't see
this
the
is
difference.
wrong. This is alternative history. Never mind. This is a bad map. But it was Ethiopia.
Okay. Well,
So-
now I got to see the size of Egypt today.
Well, yeah,
Go on the African continent again.
Egypt is a lot smaller. Right here. Like, that's Egypt right there. On that other map, but that was an alternative history map. So that's,
Okay.
What could have been. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, what do we got here? 39. Got some more baseball.
Lou Gehrig is the first MLB player to have his number 4 retired on his appreciation day at Yankee Stadium. Makes iconic "Luckiest Man" speech.
I got to play this speech.
Oh yeah.
Luckiest man. So he's,
He has Lou Gehrig disease.
well, named after him.
Yeah.
So,
First baseman Lou Gehrig. Baseball's iron.
He knows he's going to.
Today, I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth.
yeah. We all know that recording. Oh, here we go. World War II.
Oh boy, 1940, World War II. British Navy bombards neutral French battle fleet at Mers El Khabir near Oran. French Algeria to prevent Axis powers from taking the ships. 1267 French servicemen die. 1 ship sunk and 5 more dead.
That is, I can't even imagine the difficulty of that situation. Bombing your own allies' fleet. Because, Algeria, Algiers and all that stuff.
Yeah.
The Germans were taking over, Africa and everything.
Yeah.
And instead of, just abandoning it, they bombed their own allies, killed 1,267 French servicemen. That's
what's amazing.
Yeah.
I can see bombing this stuff because you don't want the Germans to have it.
But it was manned.
Manned, yeah. Jeez.
Yikes. But I mean, would you rather kill your own allies or have your allies killed by your enemies and then their ships are now, going to be used against you?
Right. I guess that's the decision they had to make.
I mean, tough stuff. This one's pretty significant here. 1941. Sorry.
1941, Howard Florey and Norman Heatley meet for the first time. 11 days later, they successfully recreate penicillin.
Yep.
What was that again?
They successfully recreate penicillin.
Oh, okay.
So they accidentally made penicillin.
First time was on accident.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like in 1936 or whatever. But it wasn't really recognized as the wonder drug, that we know, about today and everything. It was, I believe, if I'm correct in my historical remembrance, penicillin was first used and really gained its reputation because of the Normandy landings in World War II in 1944. All the wounded, all the stuff, infected, you're sitting there bleeding out, ocean water coming in, sand, bullets, blood, gore, death, everything, treated with penicillin, and a lot of people who otherwise would have died made recoveries.
Yeah.
It's estimated, I believe, the deaths, from just wounds after the battle, would have been easily 3 times, if not more, if it wasn't for penicillin.
Well, as a personal note, as a kid, I can't remember how old I was, but I got a really serious knee injury.
Oh yeah.
And went over there, stitched up and everything. Now I didn't realize the history of penicillin or anything. It was a really big deal for me to get in there for the next week and a half to get a penicillin shot every day.
Yes.
And that's what I remember. Other than the injury, penicillin was a really big deal.
Yeah.
That I had that.
Now, without getting into too much graphic detail, do you want to let the audience know a little bit about your knee injury?
Well, okay. I just basically filleted my kneecap.
Yeah.
And
on a sprinkler head.
On a sprinkler head.
Yeah.
And they had to sew it all back together.
Basically, he opened it up, like a book, it was
70 stitches later.
A skin flap on his knee. His kneecap was showing. Yikes.
Really?
Yeah. It was a bunch.
Yeah.
Still have the scar. Very faded, but still have the scar a little bit.
Well, now you have another scar.
Well, another one.
Yeah. Got his knees replaced. 1941, really disgusting article, but, we have to take history, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Latvia partisans murdered 416 Jews. Yikes. Yikes. 1 year later, we have the first U.S. bombing missions over Nazi Germany, occupied Europe, World War II. So the first time we're bombing them, 1942. Yeah. So. And 1942 as well, the siege of Sevastopol ended with the surrender of Soviet forces after a massive German bombing, after massive German bombing raids that left just 11 city buildings undamaged. 11 buildings in the city not touched. Everything else destroyed, damaged.
Flattened or destroyed.
Yeah, well, flattened is destroyed.
Yeah,
but
or you can destroy it but not be flattened.
Well,
in other words, you have to tear it down.
Well, I guess so. Yeah.
It's unrepairable.
Yeah. Yeah, true. 11 buildings in a city, though.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And then also in 1942, although we already said this, U.S. air offensive against Nazi Germany begins with another instance of 2 articles covering the same thing, separated by a different article. What the hell?
Yeah.
That's weird. You'd think that somebody would catch that. I mean, I caught it.
Yeah.
Oh. But what do we got here in 1944? We got 2 of them.
1944, 1,100 U.S. guns fire 4th of July salute at German lines in Normandy.
Yep. We're coming, Germany. Well, we did come. So, yeah. And here we go.
Another 1944, first Japanese kamikaze attack U.S. fleet near Iwo Jima.
Yep. That's when he started getting desperate.
Yep.
1945, Field Marshal Henry Maitland Wilson gave Britain's agreement to use the atomic bomb against Japan at the Combined Policy Committee in Washington, D.C. So for whatever reason, we have British policies dictating what we can do with our own invention. Although it was an Allied creation
Well, they're
because
giving
they
a
did.
green light of it.
Yeah.
I
Well-
don't want to justify any of that, but
But let's not forget, it wasn't just a U.S. thing, the atomic bomb, and because we did have some people of the United Kingdom. Don't forget Klaus Fuchs. Participating. You're trying to say precipitation for some reason,
I know.
but participation.
Yeah.
But like you saw the movie Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
But Carl Fuchs, I believe it was his name. He was a British nuclear physicist.
Yeah.
And then he's the son of a bitch who gave the bomb to the Russians, thinking
That's right. That's right.
thinking that it was morally unright for only us to have the bomb.
It could be too dominant, too dangerous for one country to have it.
Yeah, and look at what he did. Great. Plunged the whole world into a Cold War, and repercussions we're still living through today.
Well,
So,
in his, just to take the counter proposal here, take the other side of the argument, we don't know what would happen if we were the only country to have the bomb.
we were the only country to have
I know,
the bomb.
but if he hadn't given it to the Russians, what would have we done if we were so dominant? Nobody else.
You're looking
had
a lot like Trump right now.
the biggest ever. You know what I'm saying. You don't know what history
It's the
would have
greatest
been.
bomb in the history of the world. Trust me. I'm a
Greatest-
businessman.
I mean, we're the only ones that have the bomb, and a Biden type comes to power.
Oh Christ.
You know, so you don't know
This
what would
is
happen.
gonna be huge.
Other
Yeah.
than we know it was horrible.
Yeah.
China.
Yeah.
Really big
China.
bomb. Really big bomb.
Big man.
Uh,
I'm just sitting here looking at you doing this. I'm like, oh my
Yeah.
god.
Should I do this too? What is it he does this? That's what he does.
I do that all the time.
yeah. That's how he dances.
Yeah.
Well, he's white, White people
Well,
can't dance.
yeah.
I mean,
We know the white man dance. There it is. Oh, there's the white man dance. Holy cow.
Anyway, 1946, the Philippines gained independence from the U.S. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Although they're still kind of not really independent. They still answer to
Well,
us.
they're independent.
They are to us as
We have-
Canada is to the U.K.
Well, they need our protection, and our military's there, military bases, but we're only there at their good graces. So they are independent. You can go any dimension you want, but nevertheless, that's the way it's set up.
Is the
They can boot us anytime they want.
I mean, it says here they gained their independence, but 1946. So yeah, they are independent. I guess you're right. Also in 1946, President Manuel Roxas inaugurated as the 5th president of the Philippines and the 1st president of the Third Republic at the Independence Grandstand in Manila. So at the same time, where they gained independence, so they got a new leader and all that stuff. 5th president, cool. What do we got here in 1950? I went off about this place. Same
Harry
reasons.
Truman signs Public Law 600. Puerto Ricans' right own constitution.
Yeah, but it still has to pass through our Senate for whatever reason. So, just go ahead and make them a state already. Like enough with this colony crap.
They
Right.
should be independent.
Completely, totally, yeah. And if they can't be independent, then be part of a country. But all of this colony stuff, all this principality and this and that technical jargon, no. You either are or you aren't. All this gray zone crap needs to stop. Either cut Puerto Rico loose or incorporate them as a state. Simple.
Yeah.
So, we still collect taxes from them, I think. So, to a certain degree.
Well, they get Social Security and everything like that.
Yeah.
They get a lot of benefits, and it's a very poor country. So it's tremendously valuable to Puerto Rico.
Yeah. And a lot of businesses actually been moving out to Puerto Rico because it's easier, on taxes.
I believe they get to vote.
No,
They do not?
no, they don't get to vote in presidential.
National, yeah.
No.
We only have one national election.
Yeah. They don't get to vote in that, but they get to vote in their own little bubble.
But they don't send senators or congressmen.
No, they don't have representation.
So they just locally voting, yeah.
Yeah. No. They pay taxes, but they don't here we
they
go
get-
again.
and they get
Taxation
welfare.
without representation.
But they get welfare.
Still, taxation without representation.
And they get plenty of benefits from it. Probably they get
Still.
more benefits than they give up.
I couldn't give a tiddler's damn about benefits. If I'm getting taxed without representation, nothing else matters.
Even though your parents get to eat from that?
I'd rather have representation. I want
Fine to say when you're not hungry.
Yeah, then I'll get my own food.
Fine to say when you're not hungry.
Well, yeah. Anyway, what else do we got? Some Canadian currency stuff here.
1952 Canadian Currency Mint Exchange Fund allows gold coins of 5, 10, and 20 to be minted.
20 what?
$20?
20
20
US
Canadian
20
monies?
Canadian dollars, yes. So denominations of
monies?
5, 10, and 20 Canadian dollars. Nice. 1954, meat and all other food rationing officially ends in Britain 9 years after the end of World War II. Well, yeah, they had to rebuild their surplus and all that stuff. But 9 years it took. And what's interesting, yesterday I believe it was 1922, the U.S. formally ended its war stance with Germany. Took 4 years, from 1918 to
Really?
22. Yeah. So
I did not know that.
even after the armistice was signed, the guns fell silent
Yeah.
on the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month. You know,
Yeah.
we were still technically at war for another 4 years until July 3rd.
Well, not necessarily technically at war, but we had a war stance towards them.
Well, we're not fighting them, but we're still,
Because
you know,
technically it's over. I mean, when
Yes.
you have that signed, sealed, and delivered,
it was the same thing as,
but we didn't take the war stance off.
it was the same thing as, you know, what's going on with North and South Korea right now. You know,
Oh no, way
they-
different than that. They're at war.
no, we were still at war. We were still like, you know, like we had signed the stuff, but we hadn't formally ended the war.
Okay,
So we were.
well, I will bow to your history knowledge.
Well, I'm just saying, you know, I'm
Okay.
not telling you. I'm just repeating, you know, like what I read.
Okay.
We weren't at a formal end of war. We ended hostilities, but we were still at any given time until, you know,
Well, what did we sign then? 11th hour, 11th day, blah blah blah. What did we sign?
that was mainly for Europe.
Not us. Okay.
Yeah.
Again, you know more
Yeah.
than I do, and I have.
I mean, like I don't know 100%.
I thought it was a done deal
It was technically, but it wasn't formal
Because-
for the U.S.
because I thought Japan was the last country we were still at war with.
That
I
was
thought Europe.
World War II.
Yeah. Oh.
I'm talking about one.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
1918 to 22.
Okay, yeah. Okay. Okay. For one, I went right to World War II. My
No.
mind did. So
Yeah.
my bad.
No, I'm
Okay.
talking about the First World War.
Okay.
So the
Yeah,
11th
okay,
hour of the
I can
11th
see that.
day,
Yeah.
November 11th, 1918,
Okay.
until July 3rd, 1922,
Okay.
we were still technically at war with
I
Germany,
got
even
you.
though
I
everything
got
had been
you. I
done.
got you. My bad.
Yeah. 1956, Independence National Historical Park formed in Philadelphia. All right. And while that was going on, we have the most intense rainfall in the U.S. 1.23 inches in 1 minute.
Oh, you can't even get that in the shower.
It's just suddenly ocean.
Whoa.
Suddenly an ocean falls on
In
you
a minute.
at Unionville, Maryland. Yeah.
Jeez.
I mean, like, over where King's at, you know, they're suffering a bunch of rain and all that stuff. And there's actually, it's in your neck of the woods, right? That dam. You want to tell us about that dam a little bit? Because I'm not
There's,
sure if the Loon knows.
There's a dam in Minnesota that's about to burst, and it's, yeah.
Right
yeah.
now?
Yeah, right now.
Oh, I didn't
Right
know.
now.
Yeah.
Right now. This is news. Minnesota dam.
Danger, there you go.
Emergency. Like, let's see, news. Give me some news here. But yeah, like all the water, it's bypassed the dam and it's carving a whole thing around the side.
Oh, jeez.
But let's see if I can.
Jeez.
Let's see if I can find images. No, it's not here. Minnesota bridge. No, it's a bridge. A bridge near Minnesota dam may collapse due to floodings. Minnesota's Rapidan Dam. Here we go. Let's see. Okay, it's trying to get me to sign in.
Give us money!
Yeah, can I find a freaking... Okay, this looks like it here. Reject all. Fuck off. Here we go. I believe... Is this the right dam?
That's already
I
gone.
believe so.
No. All this is what it carved out.
I understand that, but it's gone by now. Then
Yeah,
it's happened.
Yeah, no,
already.
like it's not like oh, it's in danger. No, it will collapse. It's an inevitability.
No, it will collapse. It did collapse.
Essentially, yeah, it has.
Is that correct? It's already a done deal. It's gone.
June
basically?
27th. Well, yeah, like it's still standing, but it's
it
it's,
went all around and carved all that out.
Yeah, it's gone.
Oh wow.
It's more than a century old.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we don't take care of our infrastructure at all in this country. Here's the image I was looking for. Here we go. If it's going to show it to me. Yeah. Let me bigger this here.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, geez.
That's the carving out and everything. Because they're getting like a massive... Yeah, here it is. That's the dam right there. And that actually, the area carved out, there was like a power thing, because this is a hydroelectric dam, and a bunch of like thousands, hundreds of thousands of people are without power right now. It's flooding all the area in the lowlands.
Wow.
I was reading yesterday, as far as Iowa goes, anyways, we haven't received this much rain since like 1942, 45.
Really?
Yeah. But yeah. Moving on up, what else do we got here? 1957. And here we go.
1957, Dutch second chamber accepts temporary tax increase.
Oh, look at temporary tax increase. It's always
That's
temporary until it's
temporary.
not.
Camel's nose
With
under
the
the
government.
tent.
Yep.
It's never temporary.
Yep. Oh, and here we go. I knew these were coming. You were around when this happened. 1959?
1959, America's new 49-star flag honoring Alaska statehood unfurled.
Yeah.
Gee.
Yeah.
Yep.
Same year Hawaii came on. Then they needed the 50 flag, which we have today.
Was that this? No, it was not the same year.
Yes.
Hawaii is coming up. Actually, wait, what?
They are the same year.
No, it's not. Hawaii is coming up, but it's next year. I got it right here.
Sure?
I'm
reading it.
I'm
Okay.
looking at it right now.
Oh, God, I could have sworn they were both the same year. Different times of the year, but...
Well,
Go on there, Hawaii's... date of Hawaii entering the U.S.
When was Hawaii a state? When did Hawaii become a U.S. state? Why is it not telling me?
That's weird. It should be a simple answer.
I know. Why is it telling me about Juneteenth? We're not even in June anymore. What the hell? Like, why it's not
What
telling
year
me?
did Hawaii
Oh,
become
because
a
I have news. That's why. Okay.
Oh, okay.
August 21st, 1959. Okay, you're right. Huh.
Yeah, that's something that just doesn't leave your memory.
Well, August is after July.
No,
so
I didn't say same year, different
you're right.
times.
You're right. You're 100% right, because I have here.
That's why Hawaii's the 50th state.
Yeah.
A little bit later.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Like, but right here.
What are they saying?
Well, we'll get to it. We have a Yankees article first, though. What do we got? Oh, he's on the phone. 1960, Yankees outfielder Mickey Mantle hit 3-run homer versus Washington, 18th MLB player to hit 300 home runs.
Yeah.
3-run homer, that's really good.
Yeah.
Loaded bases, sounds like. 3-run?
Three-run homer?
Yeah.
No, two
Oh,
on
two
and
bases. Okay.
himself.
Yeah, okay.
So 4 is a grand
Or-
slam.
Okay. But yeah, here, what I was talking about, 1960, America's new 50-star, well, actually, United States' new 50-star flag honoring Hawaiian statehood was unfurled.
Okay, so it was unfurled in 60 because it was
Yeah.
in the late in 59.
Yeah, so you're right, it became a state in
Yeah.
59.
And the
But,
flag came out in 60.
yeah, all right. 1961, Walt Disney was one of the 2 main speakers on the Independence Day in the Rebuild Hills at Skorborg in Denmark. Huh. So not for U.S.
weird
independence. That was for something involving Denmark's independence. Because July 4th is not just the United States' Independence Day. There's other nations, Independence Day. Well, we spoke about that other one. Several other ones before.
Yeah.
So, 1966, the Beatles were attacked in the Philippines after unintentionally insulting First Lady Emilia Marcos. Yikes.
Not a good thing to do, huh?
No. And 1966, Lyndon B. Johnson signed the Freedom of Information Act. Of course he did. What a monster. Freedom of information. Yeah, no, let's spy on the citizens.
No, that's actually a good thing. That's one of the few things he did. Gives a public right to, file for freedom of information. Find out information about the government.
Yeah, as much information as they want us to know.
Well, I'm not going to say that, but it gave a tool for the public to seek information about the government. It's used all the time today.
Yeah, and they only disclose what they want to disclose.
Well, that's another topic.
Yeah. 1969, 140,000 people attended the two-day Atlanta Pop Festival in Byron, Georgia. Performers included Janis Joplin, Blood, Sweat and Tears, Chicago, Led Zeppelin, Delaney and Bonnie, Creedence Clearwater Revival, Canned Heat, Joe Cocker, Chuck Berry, Spirit, and Johnny Winter.
What a lineup.
I know. Janis Joplin.
Yeah.
1969 as well, the Ohio fireworks derecho killed 18 Ohioans and destroyed over 100 boats in Lake Erie. Yikes. That's a whoopsie.
Yeah.
So, one more year later, Casey Kasem's American Top 40 debuted on LA radio. All right. And while that was going on, the Falls Road... Yep. The Falls Road curfew in North Ireland, imposed by the British Army while searching for IRA weapons, continued throughout the day, and a man was killed by the British Army. And this is, the British trying, so desperately to hold on to the very last vestiges of what was once their, empire. They just refused to let Ireland go. And Ireland just deserves to be free. All of it. And Scotland. England needs to back off of everything. So... but unfortunately, because of the UN and all that stuff, they cannot let Scotland become independent, because for a short time the waters around Scotland will become ungovernable and allow Russia to just go through and do whatever they want to do. So there's a whole thing behind it. 1973, Capricom, a Caribbean community and common market, formed. All right, so the Caribbean, trade and all that stuff. 1975, Ted Bundy victim Nancy Baird disappeared from Layton, Utah. Ted Bundy, yep. Prolific serial killer.
Yeah.
And here we go, Nolan Ryan. The pitcher's so fast, even his hat looks like it's trying to go, It's just like, let's go.
He has some definite heat.
Of the Houston Astros, fans read Cesar Geronimo to become fourth pitcher to 3,000 MLB strikeouts. So he fanned him. It's not as fans people who appreciate him. It's a save.
Yeah, strikeout.
So yeah. Some Wimbledon here in 1981. Wimbledon men's tennis. John McEnroe ended Bjorn Borg's streak of 5 straight Wimbledon titles with a famous 4-6, 7-6, 7-6, 6-4 victory.
Yeah, that was quite a duel. John McEnroe and Bjorn Borg.
Yep.
And Bjorn Borg retired pretty early in his career. He just said he had enough. He was done.
Yep.
Really upset McEnroe because that was his main foe in tennis. And then he didn't have anybody else. He just got dominated on his own. Didn't like that.
Yeah, there's no sport in it. We got some Wimbledon, some more tennis here. 1982, in an All-American Classic final, Jimmy Connors defeated John McEnroe 3-6, 6-3, 6-7, 7-6, 6-4. Holy crap!
Yeah.
For his second and final Wimbledon title. That's a long game.
Yeah, 5 sets.
Yeah. 1983, New York Yankee pitcher Dave Rigginoni no-hits the Boston Red Sox 4-0 at Yankee Stadium.
Not a perfect game.
No. 1984, New York Yankees pitcher Phil Necro struck out Larry Parrish. Necro. Okay, that's a weird and potentially dangerous word to say right there. Name. The Texas Rangers to become the 9th player to reach the 3,000th MLB strikeout milestone. So we spoke about that just now with Nolan Ryan.
Yeah.
And here we go, 4 years later, another guy. 1986, Farm AIDS 2 benefit concert held in Manor, Texas. Performers included Willie Nelson, John Mellencamp, Neil Young, Waylon Jennings, Bob Dylan, The Beach Boys, Nicolette Larson, Los Lobos, and Steve Earle.
How did the Beach Boys get in there?
I don't know.
All this bluesy stuff, country stuff. Beach Boys?
I don't know, man. They seem to get in everywhere. I remember a story that for whatever reason they were at some high school, you know.
Move on.
And, you know, like
we told that enough.
no, I haven't. I mean, the same high school I think that hosted a two-bit actor, you know, trying to run for governor of California.
Yeah, didn't host him.
Yeah.
Spoke at our graduation.
Yeah. 1987, here we have Wimbledon's women's tennis. Martina Navratilova earned by the seat of my pants. Earned her 8th Wimbledon singles title with a 7-5, 6-3 win over Steffi Graf.
I believe she had 6 straight champions. I believe it was she won 6 in a row. That's highly unusual.
Yeah, I don't follow much of tennis.
Could have been 6 to 8.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Championships.
Why don't you scoot forward so you're not, so that way you can sit up, you know? Because you sit up and you sit back to relax, but then you're a mile away from the microphone, and then you're like hunched over doing this. Like scoot up, relax, chill, be part of the mic.
How about get me a comfy chair in here?
Well,
what's this? This is the way you treat your guests?
That's the best I can do.
Hand-me-down chair? What the hell?
What about my chair? My chair's older than me. Huh. Anyway, 1987, here we go. You should recognize this name. Nazi Klaus Barbie, the Butcher of Lyon, was sentenced to life imprisonment in France. Let's go to the Barbie Museum.
Hey kids, you want to go to the Barbie Museum?
No. He didn't say it. He didn't want to stop at the Barbie Museum.
Oh, yeah, I guess. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
But they needed to go to the bathroom.
Rat Race or something?
Rat Race, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And that was my introduction. I thought they invented that guy up just for the comedy. No,
oh, no.
They actually brought a historical figure into this movie, and I learned history from Rat Race. The Butcher of Lyon, a legitimate guy. Like I thought they made the whole thing up.
First of all, who has a Barbie museum? You know, you got about a dark museum. My goodness.
I know, right? I like your do. 1988, Wimbledon's men's tennis. Stefan Edberg of Sweden won his first of 2 Wimbledon singles titles, defeating Boris Becker 4-6, 7-6, 6-4, and 6-2 in a rain-affected final. They were playing in the rain.
That's really usually they call it in Qatar.
Yeah, because you don't want them slipping on that thing, breaking a leg or whatever.
Yeah.
Like 1988 as well, the U.S. Navy shot down Iranian civilian jetliner over Gulf, killed 290 people. I thought we spoke about that yesterday. Let's see here. In some Gulf. Yeah. Iran Air Flight 655. Yeah, it was an Airbus. So we did speak about that yesterday. But yeah, no, a U.S. Navy ship shot down a civilian airliner for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. So we did talk about this yesterday. 1989, 14-year-old actress Drew Barrymore attempted self-deletion.
Self-deletion, what does that mean? Oh, I didn't know that term.
Where you're deleting yourself.
Yeah, I got it.
Well, it's the actual word,
What happened to... That's suicide.
Well, that's a no-no word on YouTube,
Self-deletion, I've never heard that term before.
Well, now you have.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. But, yeah, Drew Barrymore. Yeah.
What happened to shell shock?
Battle fatigue. Yeah. Post-traumatic stress disorder.
Multiple hyphens or whatever they say.
No, we still have 8 syllables, but we added a hyphen.
Yeah.
Good old George Carlin.
That was awesome. Awesome.
We spoke about George Carlin yesterday, actually.
I'm sorry I missed that.
Yeah.
Love that guy. Love his comedy.
Yep. 1990, 2 Live Crew released Banned in the USA. The lyrics quote Star Spangled Banner in Gettysburg Address. And I have got to listen to this. Banned in the USA. Oh. Actually, I can look it up right here. Banned in the USA. 2 Live. So that's another video I got to watch here. Which, by the way, after the show, I do want to show you this video here because it's really good. I really enjoy this. 1990 as well, 400 New Kids on the Block fans treated for heat exhaustion in Minnesota. So it has to be during some kind of concert or something.
New Kids on the Block was the Wahlberg family. I think the younger brother, older brother, and then I think the younger was in it, and then he left quickly.
Huh.
Wahlberg, the movie star,
Oh, for the Wahlburgers?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huh. All right. 1992, so Wimbledon women's tennis. Steffi Graf won her 4th of 7 Wimbledon singles titles, outclassing Monica Seles 6-2, 6-1.
Yeah, there's a great tennis star that retired early also.
Yep. And then we got some men's tennis here in 93. Pete Sampras defeated fellow U.S. Jim Courier 7-6, 7-6, 3-6, 6-3 for his first of 7 Wimbledon titles.
Another all-time great.
Yep. Now here's something I did not know happened, but yeah. 1993, the Pizza Hut blimp deflated and landed safely on West 56th Street in New York City. So it had a malfunction, it sounds like.
It had to be for a parade, right?
Yeah, I guess so, yeah. The 4th of July parade. Yeah.
Didn't know they had that, but I knew they had a Thanksgiving Day parade.
Yeah. So let's find an image, from this article here. Okay, well that's obviously an AI image. Oh. So there's the blimp. So I have a Pizza Hut promotional blimp. So I wonder if there's an actual video here.
It may not have been a parade. This might have been a promotional.
Oh, there it is.
There, it's coming down.
Coming down.
It's just maybe up there for advertisement.
Wow, that's scary though. That thing's
no kidding.
Look at how fast it's deflating. Like you can't really see that with the front cone. It sucks in.
Down.
Wow.
So that's real time if they haven't speeded it up.
Well,
it looks like real time.
Yeah, that looks like real time.
So I don't think it is a parade. It's way too high.
Yeah. No, it's not a float blimp. It's like a Goodyear blimp. Like.
I don't think it's hard.
No, there's a thing underneath.
Oh,
yeah.
Maybe it is. Okay.
Oh, see,
okay.
Hold on a second. Let me.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. It would be a regular blimp. Yeah.
Boom, right there. You see
it?
Yeah,
there it is. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Holy cow!
Yeah.
I wonder if everybody survived.
Well, it landed safely, so obviously people. If anybody died, I'd assume that they'd add in that. Although, then again, this source didn't talk about those cosmonauts.
Those blow-up things. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's not a balloon.
Yeah.
It's
an advertising thing, like they do over.
Well, Goodyear,
Yeah, Goodyear blimp. They have planes that
the
fly
flags,
with signs in the back.
Yeah.
They tow them.
1996, Hotmail, a free internet email service, began. Hey, Hotmail.
Yeah.
It's still around. There's Hotmail.
They've survived.
Yeah. We also have some more Wimbledon women's tennis here in 1998. Czech Jana Notovana defeated Nathalie Tauziet of France 6-4 to 7-6 for her first and only Grand Slam singles title. And all this talk of Grand Slam makes me want to go to Denny's, which we haven't been to Denny's in a while. We got to go.
No, we haven't. Yeah.
So maybe tomorrow for breakfast.
We'll see.
Something.
Yeah.
Have a Grand Slam. If they even have those, If those aren't $40, just like the
it could be. Who
the
knows?
tour of Italy in
don't eat out much anymore.
Yeah, in Olive Garden, the tour of Italy costs $40.
That's crazy.
I heard
Just
that from
crazy.
Benny Johnson. Yeah, it's like $35 or something, but still $40.
Plus tax and a tip, you're over 40.
Yeah, yeah. 1999, South Korea defending champions Sae Pak won the most crowded playoff in LPGA history, 6, in the Jamie Fair Kroger Classic. That's golf.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Moving on up to 2000. 2001, in a world record fee for a soccer goalkeeper, Juventus signed Parma's Gianluigi Buffon. What a name, Buffon.
Buffon?
In a £32.5 million deal, including midfielder Jonathan Bacchiani. Bacchini? I don't know. I can't pronounce these foreign names.
Sounds like a trade deal to me. Is that what it is?
Yeah. World record fee for a soccer goalkeeper. Okay. So he signed a deal. Yeah. No, he signed a deal including midfielder, so he was part of a group thing.
Part of a package.
Yeah. 2002, early morning house fire claimed lives of 3 children and 3 firefighters in Gloucester City, New Jersey. Careless cigarette smoking the likely cause. Here we go again.
Yeah.
We spoke earlier, actually, about earlier today. I think it was like a cigarette, well. Anyway, the cigarette being the blame for the entire town being burnt down or something. I don't remember. I gotta catch back up to where we were here. Let's see here, 90s, 2003. LA Laker basketball star Kobe Bryant, the Black Mamba, was arrested in Eagle, Colorado for sexual assault. Charges eventually dismissed.
Yeah.
So this when he had to change his jersey number? Or was that some other thing?
No. He just wanted to go back to his high school number or whatever.
Okay.
No, that was a huge deal. It basically charged for rape, and I guess Colorado's got one of the most stringent laws for penalties and everything else. No exceptions.
There shouldn't be.
And obviously he was married, and so the best case scenario, not good for his family.
Yeah.
But rape and everything, that was what was
Say
it?
struggle snuggle, by the way,
Okay.
because
Okay. Whatever. Anyways, it was a huge deal.
I don't like
It was-
softening words. I'm sorry.
And it was finally dismissed, but
Yeah.
his rear end was in a vice there for a while.
Yeah. Well, you can say ass, but no, like the R word is is. I mean, I don't like to
Here we go, diminishing meaning.
yeah like I want to use the word because it's an awful thing.
It's awful.
It's
let's,
an awful
let's make
thing.
it awful.
It's an awful thing for a reason.
You
You know.
soothe it out with language. It is no longer awful, and
Yeah.
it's awful.
Yes.
Period.
Yes. Struggle snuggle though, still like
Yeah, I hate that.
well, it is. It's a struggle snuggle.
I got what you're
Yeah,
saying,
yeah.
but you're softening the meaning.
Yeah, I agree. Anyway, moving on to 2004, Wimbledon men's tennis. Roger Federer won the second of 5 straight Wimbledon singles titles, defeating U.S. Andy Roddick 4-6, 7-5, 7-6, 6-4. And then 2004, the cornerstone of the Freedom Tower was laid on the site of the World Trade Center in New York City. This was largely a symbolic event. Actual construction would not start for several weeks. And we were there in 2004, so
Yeah.
must have just missed it.
Yeah.
We were actually
That's the year
there.
we were there? I don't
2004.
remember. I don't remember. I said, is that when we were there? I don't
Yeah.
remember.
Well, it was between junior and senior of high
well,
school.
so you have more of a identity point because you were at that
yeah, well, I
age.
graduated in 2005.
Yeah.
So it was the summer
Okay,
before that,
okay.
2004.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, right? Like,
Yeah, no, you're right. For me, it's just another year.
Yeah.
Everything's rolling.
Well, I'm not sitting here telling you. I'm just
Yeah.
trying to confirm.
Yeah, no, I didn't know
'Cause
the
you were
year
there
right
too.
off. Yeah, but I didn't know
know?
the year right
Yeah.
offhand.
But yeah, we were there. I saw, obviously through a fence and everything, but I
Yeah.
saw the famous,
Yeah.
Iron Cross.
Yeah. Yeah.
The
Yeah.
2006, North Korea tests 4 short-range missiles, 1 medium-range missile, and a long-range Taepong-2. The long-range Taepong-2 reportedly failed in midair over the Sea of Japan / East Asia. And let's stand up here because my shin is starting to hurt. So I'm actually
Can
going.
you move that whole thing?
I can. I don't know why. There we go.
Yeah. I can definitely see that. Been a long show.
Yeah, it has. Oh, yeah, no, my legs feeling it here. 2006, Richard Branson sold Virgin Mobile to NTL for £962.4 million.
Ooh.
That's almost £1 billion. £1 billion. That's heavy. Gee, Doc, that's heavy. There's that word again.
What do you mean? He almost for £1 billion? He sold it for $4 billion. You said.
962.4
How'd they get
million.
million. Yeah.
0.4 million pounds. 962, almost to 1,000
Yeah.
billion pounds.
And that's
Millions,
way, a pound's way more valuable than $1.
It is today. It wasn't back then.
But he's got all kinds of Virgin. He's got Virgin Landing and Airline. I don't know if he still owns that. He had Virgin Coke. I don't know if that still exists.
Virgin Coke.
They used to, yeah.
Yeah, the soda?
I don't know if it still exists or not.
Virgin soda cola. Huh.
Virgin Atlantic was he liked to start stuff that said no one it can't survive. You can't get a business in that. Who introduces a new Coke? With Pepsi and cola and the rest of them.
Well, I mean, I drink Shasta cola.
Yeah.
Constantly we have bottles downstairs.
True.
So, that's to feed off of what you said. Like he likes starting things that everybody says are doomed to fail.
Yeah, don't ever start an airline. Are you crazy? That's what he does.
Well, where's Virgin Airlines now? Where's his space, thing? Where's his mobile thing?
Yeah.
Everything he started has failed.
Or he sold them.
And has failed.
Oh,
So-
that's not failed.
Well,
If you sell it, it's not failed. You made money on the deal.
yeah, I guess so. I mean, like you succeeded financially, but the actual thing itself didn't last, is what I'm saying. Like, you're thinking for him it didn't fail, but as an entity it did.
Well, it depends if it got consumed in or they bought the brand and it still goes on. A lot of brands get bought by conglomerates and they still go on.
Oh yeah, we were talking about that the other day. Like the entire world, every news outlet, every show, every TV channel, every newspaper, every magazine, every publication, every internet thing, everything involving media in the entire world is owned by 5 families, if not less. I mean, that's scary.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on up to 2009, the Statue of Liberty's crown reopened to the public after 8 years due to security reasons following the World Trade Center attacks. So finally allowed people to get back up in the statue.
Not the
torch.
Yeah, no,
that'll
never be open.
Yeah, well, I was speaking about that actually yesterday. How there's like a series of ladders you can crawl through the arm up into the torch. And
Well, it's not that it doesn't exist. It's just not stable enough.
Well, it's stable, but it's
damage. What was it? Something there blew up or something even affected. Was it an earthquake? I don't think so.
Well, no, you're thinking about during World War I that attack. That blew up the that ammo dump or something in the New York Harbor or whatever.
But didn't it damage the arm of the Statue of Liberty? And that's why they can't go up there. That's what my recognition is of it. It's limited here.
You're speaking of a Mandela effect right there. That's a whole conversation and a half.
Move on.
Yeah. Anyway, let's see here. 2010 Wimbledon men's tennis Spaniard Rafael Nadal defeated Thomas Berdych 6-3, 7-5, 6-4 for his second Wimbledon title. I'm going to get rid of that.
Yeah, we don't need all this Wimbledon stuff.
2012 12th century manuscript Codex Calixtinus from Santiago de Compostela Cathedral, Spain, rediscovered after being stolen in the garage of an employee of the cathedral.
Whoa.
Wow. Huh. that reminds me of
like Biden with the.
I was literally gonna say that's a Biden moment. Like
you put it a better way. That's perfect.
I was trying to ease into it.
Yeah.
It was like,
I jumped you.
Should I mention Mar-a-Lago?
I'm sorry, I jumped in on you.
Yeah, no, that's a Biden moment right there.
Yeah.
Also, 2012, scientists at CERN's Large Hadron Collider announced the discovery of a new particle consistent with the Higgs boson. The so-called God particle was discovered on this date, July 4th, 2012. The God particle.
I don't know of that.
The Higgs boson. Let's look that up here really quick. They're saying that they're making black holes at CERN right now actively. The Higgs boson, sometimes called the Higgs particle, is an elementary particle in the standard model of particle physics produced by the quantum excitation of the Higgs field, one of the fields in particle physics theory. In the standard model, the Higgs particle is a massive scalar boson with zero spin, even positive parity, no electric charge, and no color charge that couples to interacts with mass. It is also very unstable, decaying into other particles almost immediately upon generation. So,
where's Sheldon when I need a translation?
Fun fact! Did you know the trains? But yeah, no, we need Dr. Sheldon Cooper up in here. But yeah,
move on.
The God particle, that's like. It's something to do with like the creation of the universe and all that stuff, because it's a particle that the instant it's made, it's gone. Like it's faster than me snapping my fingers in milliseconds. It's there and gone. And it's like the stem cell of the universe. It instantaneously becomes something else. So
never heard of it. That's major.
Yeah, it is.
Huh.
2013, 12 people were killed and 60 additional were injured in a wave of shootings across Chicago. Yeah. Well,
what's new? I'm
Chicago.
Sorry to say that, but what's new?
Yeah. What do you expect? It's Chicago.
Sad.
Yeah. 2014, Rolf Harris was sentenced to 5 years and 9 months for indecently assaulting female minors. Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, that's in there to remind people, like, hey, there's disgusting people out there, and we got to bury them under the prison. Like. Normally I wouldn't have this in the show, but like I just got to raise awareness. There's disgusting, sick people out there that need to be eliminated.
Because they're not saying exposing, they're saying assaulting.
Indecently assaulting, yes. Well, this sounds like another struggle snuggle situation.
I hate that term.
Well,
go ahead, move on.
YouTube hates the actual term, and
I know.
They have a little bit more power over me than you do, unfortunately. So
I get it. I'm not arguing. I hate it.
I hate it too. I hate it.
We're in agreement.
So. 2015, Matt Megatoad Stoney in an upset defeated 8-time hot dog eating champion Joey Jaws Chestnut and Nathan's famous Coney Island with 62 hot dogs. Holy crap.
The key is the 8-time champion. That's what's amazing.
Yes.
I think he's a little guy, as I recall.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, Joey Chestnut, small guy. So, let's see here. Joey Chestnut. What a name, Chestnut. Yeah, like he's,
Yeah.
He's a little scrawny
Yeah.
guy. But see,
Eight-time champion.
yeah.
Are you kidding me?
look at all those I cannot eat that many hot dogs in a week.
No way.
How can he fit all those in him? Like, I cannot fathom. Like,
And you have to drink tons of water to wash it down.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know. You can't swallow without water.
yeah.
God, that's amazing. I don't get
No, but anyway, no, but like, it's interesting because, like, you know, you see, like, you know, like this small little skinny guy, you know, being an eating champion,
Yeah.
but it makes more sense because, and I think I heard this from Hey Arnold or or maybe King of the Hill or something, but like, you'd expect fat people, you know, to be able to eat more and all that stuff. Wrong. Skinny people have a lot more room to expand. Fat people have a belt of fat
True.
around them.
True.
You know, so, you know, they're working against internal, external pressure.
Yeah, that's true.
So, yeah. Moving on up to 2015, UNESCO granted World Heritage status to vineyards in Champagne, France, along with Singapore's botanical gardens, Diyarbakir Fortress in Turkey, Fortress, weird, and Mehmed Caves in Iran. So, what is this fortress? Let's take a look at that here really quick.
What are they talking about first?
UNESCO World Heritage Sites.
Okay.
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 UNESCO.
Yeah. Okay.
What is UNESCO? It stands for frontline. Trying to find UNESCO stands for.
Wait, there. You can just read that caption there. It tells you what it's about.
Hold on a second. Let me just click this Wikipedia because United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization.
Yeah.
So
that's what that other headline said.
Yeah.
That tells you everything.
I mean, like, for example, and I spoke about this before, but use this as an example, the baguette. Okay, you know what a baguette is.
Uh-huh.
Okay, it is now an international UNESCO World Heritage thing, because especially after, you know, the Kung Flu and everything, and all these places were closing down, the actual art of making a legit baguette, you know, not like, you know, just, you know, manufacturing it, you know, with the machines and everything, but, you know, hand making, like, you know, the old ways and everything, was dying out. And in order to preserve it, UNESCO made it a World Heritage thing.
Yeah.
To preserve it.
Yeah.
Before it goes into, like, you know, like you know, nobody knows how they built the pyramids, you know, all that stuff.
Yeah.
You know, something like that. So, welcome back, Sir King.
Thank you.
We're still going.
Yeah, do you want to talk about 2016 here, NASA? Never a straight answer?
Oh boy, I gotta go for it. Hold on.
Well, while you're catching up, I'll take this really quick because it's a little blippet here. NASA's Juno spacecraft successfully entered Jupiter's orbit. All right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, something to do with, like, you know, checking out something involving Jupiter. Oh, but here we go. Here we go. You get a better one. 2017.
Isn't it Jupiter orange?
About, yeah.
Get it? 2016.
Orange. Oh. Huh. I mean, like, you know, it is said orange is the new black because orange came after Obama. Orange is the new black.
Oh, boo.
Hold on a second. Hold on. Where is it? There you go. What do we got here in 2017?
2017, North Korea test fires its first successful intercontinental ballistic missile into the sea. Bam!
Little Rocket Man.
Hey, Little Rocket Man. Oh, here we go. This is alarming here.
2018, Chinese technology company Baidu announces it has begun mass production of self-driving buses. The 14-seat Avalon.
14-seat Avalon. Let's take a look at this. But, like, it's from China. What's it gonna do? Self-drive itself off a cliff? Oh my God! What the hell is that thing? What is that thing? Okay.
Looks like the old pictures of the horse and carriage.
Yeah.
We're back at it.
But vastly smaller wheels.
Yeah, without horses.
It's a stagecoach.
Stagecoach. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, is this the interior? Huh.
It's like a micro machine.
It does. It looks. What the hell? What is this? Who designed this?
What's the story?
You would just get,
her
well, you
coach
know, you would
disappears
just
or
go out and
whatever it
buy
is?
Hot Wheels
What-
or whatever, micro chains, and
You know, the
you
little
would get
coach
some
turn
random
back to a
looking
pumpkin or whatever it is.
goofy car.
Oh.
That's what it looks like.
Yeah, it does. Sorry, what'd you say, King?
I said whenever you're buying like little cars, like micro machines
Yeah.
or whatever, you would get random vehicles that just look goofy and weird. Like this,
Yeah,
it's the bus.
that's
This is
an
the bus
odd
you got.
bus. Well, here's the interior. Here's one side, or like one interior. That looks rather boring. Oh. Oh, here we go. This one's very much an eye raiser. I never thought this would ever happen in a million billion years.
1918 Hong Kong stop courts rule on same-sex couple entitled to equal via rights in landmark case.
So Hong Kong stop court rules same-sex entitled. Oh, so never mind. So they stopped it. So I thought they were allowing them.
Rule same-sex couple.
And
And-
yeah.
I thought. Wait. Hong Kong court
Wait.
rules
Wait, no.
same-sex couples entitled
Oh wait.
to equal rights. So, yes.
They are. Okay, so I did read it first the right time. So
Yeah.
they screwed up. They didn't put a space here. So Hong Kong's top court. No, so not
Yeah.
Hong Kong's top court. Hong Kong's
Yeah,
top
top
court,
court.
ruled that they
They
are
didn't put that
entitled.
one little space in there. Really makes it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Punctuation
Ridiculous.
counts.
Yeah. So they are recognizing
Yeah.
that. So that's
Yeah.
that,
Yeah.
that is really astounding for
Sure.
China.
Hong Kong.
Yep.
Well, which is now China.
Yeah.
I know.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
18.
I-
I don't think
Ooh,
18.
yeah. What's that? What's
Yeah,
that now? Now that they're under China's control.
Well,
Did that
now
change?
now they're probably persecuting them all, just like they are with the
Well,
Uyghurs and the
2018,
Tibetans
they
and all
didn't
that
come in.
stuff.
When did they actually come
They
in?
had the riots in 2019. They had all the
Okay, so it
demonstrations.
is 19. Okay,
Yes.
yeah, so it was later.
Yeah. Well, just a year.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
Not even
Still,
then.
yeah.
But here we go. I remember this one. Well, this is in my neck of the woods. Here we go.
2018 wildfire in Yolo County, California grows to 82,700 acres with 2,800 firefighters battling the blaze.
Yeah, if there's one thing Californians know, it's earthquakes and fires. Like we
Yeah.
are a disaster people, and like remember in what was it early 2020 all the wildfires in Australia and all
Yeah.
that stuff.
Yeah.
And a bunch of Californian firefighters were coming out there, you know,
Yeah,
to help them.
Yeah.
You know, that made me very proud. Like, you know, one of the few times I was actually proud to be a Californian. Like, it's like, yeah, we know about fire, so we went down there and helped them out. That was awesome.
What are the fire? They have a name for them.
The hot shots?
Hot shots.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, that's the people who go out and like they do a whole other thing with fire.
They fight
But-
fires.
Well, yeah, but like they
Yeah, they
Yeah.
burn down the brushes, right?
are those the same people who do the paradrops? Because no, that's those
What's
are
a
called
pear drop?
they drop.
Oh,
from-
the water.
No. They actually have. I think they're called a different thing, and there's a movie about them, and I actually want to see that as well. But they actually have like you know like how we did you know in you know with the 101st and the 82nd you know over
Yeah.
Normandy.
Yeah.
They actually airdrop firefighters just out in the wilderness.
Oh.
And
didn't know
and
that.
create
Okay.
fire breaks and all that
Yeah.
stuff, you know, in the front.
Gotcha.
So, but they literally paradrop out of planes,
Gotcha.
like combat
Your
troops.
paradrop means parachute.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Actually, let me look at firefighter paradrop movie. What was it called? Well, that's Only the Brave. That's something else. Backdraft. No.
It doesn't matter.
Fire. I gotta find it. Anyway, let's see here. Moving on up to 2019, the biggest seaweed bloom in the world. I think the more appropriate term would be largest. The Great Atlantic Sargassum Belt stretched from West Africa to the Gulf of Mexico. Woo!
Jeez.
After an algae
Oh my
explosion
God.
due to deforestation and fertilizer. Huh.
Whoa.
Wow. So let's take the Great
Wonder
Atlantic.
how
Oh,
they
so-
dealt with that. I mean,
Fertilizer works on seaweed. Who knew?
Yeah.
sure creates life,
Yeah. Wow. So.
gives it food.
Okay, so yeah, so it went from here all the way up through the Gulf and up into here, into the Gulf.
Ooh.
So it's through the Mediterranean.
Wow.
Wait, that's not the Mediterranean is up here.
So my question is, does it still exist today? Is it smaller, bigger,
Well,
what?
yeah, you would. I
Or
don't
did
know.
it die out?
I don't know. Let's check that out here really quick. We move that over
I
there.
imagine the constant mixing would probably just dissipate.
Yeah, it's the largest microalgae bloom in the world.
Oh, it's still there.
Yeah, it was first reported by Christopher Columbus in the 15th century, so it's been there.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, it fluctuates. Here we go. So we have it 2011 and then 2012. Let me bigger this. So there it is, 2011, 2012. It was pretty much gone in 2013.
Disappeared
but the next year,
in 2013.
in 2015, 2016, 20, look at that.
Oh, back to the
Imagine El
Vinces.
Niños affected things like that. When you get more water, warmer water,
Yeah,
it's going to explode in growth.
the hurricanes and all that stuff, you know. And it also depends on what's.
So it doesn't die, that's for sure.
So it's been around since the 15th century. So obviously it's still around today. Maybe not as big, but
Well, it expands and contracts. That's
Yeah.
what it does.
yeah, it breathes.
Yeah.
Oh. Here we go. This is a mom article if there ever was one. 2019.
2019, Egypt claims 3,000-year-old Tutankhamun bust is stolen as it sells for $6 million at an auction at Christmas.
Wow.
So they claimed it's stolen in this bust.
Christie's in New York.
Of course. Yeah, I don't think that's the bust that they're talking about because that's a burial mask right there. A bust is a statue. So,
Well, it's a half statue.
well,
Well, it's right from here up.
not necessarily. A bust is from the chest up. Like a half
Yeah, that's
statue
what I
is
said.
midriff.
Well,
It's
I'm
a quarter
showing
statue.
you where it is. Okay.
Yeah, more of a quarter. Yeah. A bust is like from the bust up, the bosom
Yes,
up.
yes,
So,
yes.
Yeah. What else? Another California one.
Oh,
2019.
2019, largest earthquake in California in 20 years, 6.4 magnitude near Ridgecrest.
Huh. I don't distinctly remember that one specifically, but 2019.
Ridgecrest, fairly close to us, I
Ridgecrest.
believe.
Earthquake. Let's see here. Images. Okay, map. Come on, give me a map here. Ridgecrest.
Yeah, that's in our general area.
Yeah, well, that's
Yeah.
rather north
yeah,
of us.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, but still. I
Well,
don't
that's
remember.
why I didn't feel it because it shows here.
Well, we probably felt it, but it wasn't.
Yeah. It's way out there in the
earth-shaking.
desert.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
probably why we don't remember it. There's not a whole lot going on out there.
Yeah.
But I'm sure we felt it that size. We'd feel it in L.A.
Yep. 2019 as well, notorious Dutch crime boss William Hollander sentenced to life for ordering 5 murders in Amsterdam. Ooh,
Yeesh.
that would cause it. And also some record temperatures in Alaska as Anchorage, Alaska
What
reached
is it?
90 degrees Fahrenheit.
Ooh,
In Alaska.
that'll melt the snow.
Yeah, that's wild. 32 degrees Celsius. Oh. And in 2019 as well, Russian President Vladimir Putin met with Pope Francis at the Vatican. So they had Putin over in the Vatican, and they let him go. The
I wonder if he
fools.
bumped heads like Biden did.
Well, I'm pretty sure he didn't shit
Forehead
his
to
pants.
Did
My
you see the
butt's been
picture?
wiped.
Did you see the picture of Biden just a little while ago? You know, bumping his head, going down and touching his forehead to forehead.
Oh
You didn't see that?
no.
It's somewhere.
Here or
No, it's going to be under. It's just today
oh,
or a few days ago, a few weeks ago,
Biden with Pope.
with Pope bumping foreheads.
Oh, so they were like bowing to each other, and then
No,
he
he
hit him,
just
or-
leaned in.
Oh,
He was shocked.
huh.
They're not really showing it.
Of course they're not. Biden, Pope bumping foreheads. Oh damn it! Come on. Oh,
There it is. Yeah.
He's like,
The
hey,
Pope was
man,
shocked.
What the
What
hell?
the-
come on,
doing?
man.
That
He put
As
his
you would say.
his hand on the shoulder of the Pope and bumped his head. Are you kidding me?
what the hell is he even doing?
I don't. Nobody knows.
I don't. Yeah, well,
Nobody
Right.
knows.
What kind of a question? Here's another angle. Like,
But look
Gotta
at the
get a good
expression
whiff.
on the Pope.
You always like smelling
yeah,
people.
no, he's just like, what's going
Like
on?
a dog.
Like,
It's gotta smell you.
yeah,
It's got guy you should say it's fine. Just let him
just a
smell you
few
real quick
weeks
and
ago.
be alright.
yikes. Wow, I never knew about that. Oh well, speaking of the Pope, Do you want to tell us about 2021 here? Actually, hold on a
21. Oh yeah, we're skipping.
Yeah,
we're skipping here.
I see. I did it again. What the hell is going on here? Go ahead. The 2019 UN?
We go with in 2019, UN accuses Venezuela government of using death squads and a policy of installing fear to remove opposition, with 5,287 people killed in 2018 for supposedly resisting arrest.
For resisting arrests, they killed over 5,000 people who were they were just resisting.
Yeah.
What an overreaction! Ridiculous. But of course, it's Venezuela.
Yeah.
Which they're taking a massive turn with a Fuela guy.
Yeah,
you know?
they are.
Like,
and it's working so far.
Yeah, and it's kind of interesting, King. Like, you know, you've said this before. Like, how,
I thought that was Argentina.
What is it? Argentina? Argentina.
A Fuela guy?
Yeah. Argentina?
I think it's Argentina.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think you're right. But speaking of Venezuela, though, a lot of the illegals coming up here now.
Big time.
No, a lot of them are going back because it's safer back home.
Oh, God.
It's more violent over here now because of them, because they all
They've
come
had
up
actual
here.
interviews with immigrants. They say they're going back because it's safer now. I don't know how safe it is. Don't quote me on that part.
Well, it's not safe, but it's safer.
I wonder if we bought them a ticket to go back.
I don't think so. I think it's one way.
Yeah.
So,
I don't think the government would allow you to do that.
yeah, no, they'll probably extradite you to come back here. Like, no, we need you to vote for us. Like, well. But what else do we got here? Ooh, here we go. Orange Man himself.
Ooh. 2019, U.S. President Donald Trump holds a salute to America 4th of July celebration in Washington, D.C. Controversial for its emphasis on the military and its presence of tanks.
Oh, I remember that. He had his little, like, you know, Soviet-era style parade type of thing.
Oh, yeah?
Like, yeah, he had, like, a little military parade thing going, and then the news are like, oh, look at this dictator.
Yeah.
He's doing a Stalin-esque parade, and, you know.
I don't remember him hiring the military to guard him when he came in inaugurated, like some people.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. You got one more 2019. This really made me sad when I heard about this.
2019, U.S. publication Mad Magazine announces it will stop publishing new material after 67 years.
Whoa.
Aww.
Wow.
Man.
Yeah.
I remember it every now and
Day
then.
satire died.
Yeah. I have a whole collection of Mad magazines.
I was never a Mad Magazine guy at all.
I loved them.
I know you did.
I also enjoyed Cracked, which was a like a spoof of Mad Magazine. It was like a different.
I never even heard of it.
It was a different they were trying to mimic.
Yeah. I guess cartoons, Mad Magazine, it just never attracted me for whatever reason.
I was more of a fan of Cracked than of Mad, but here's
Yeah,
like,
I gotcha.
It's the same art style. They don't have the what me worry guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're like this looks like straight out of Mad. You know, like the artist, the caricature.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's Cracked. So, but yeah. Anyway, moving on up into 2020, record rain in Ireland. Record rain in over island of, that's a weird way to say that. Kyushu in Japan caused flooding, killing at least 37 people with evacuation of more than 200,000. Yeah, or 20,000. I don't know. They put the comma weird. So.
Looks like 20.
Over the island.
It's 200,000.
Unless they left a zero off or put the comma in the wrong place. You don't know which.
Yeah. Huh. 2021, Columbus Blue Jackets 24-year-old Latvian goaltender Matīs Kivlenieks was killed when accidentally struck by fireworks at the home of team goaltending coach Manny Leges in Novi, Michigan. Yikes. So he got hit by a firework.
Yeah.
That's not good.
Yikes.
No.
Well,
not good at all.
No.
All part of being an American.
Yeah. Speaking of fireworks, actually,
walk it off.
I have a video. Let's see if I can find it really quick. Oh, here it is. Of fireworks. I want to show this to you. This is how not to handle fireworks. Okay.
Oh no!
Yay!
Oh,
We're all sitting there watching it instead of running.
Oh no!
Now, see,
Wow.
what had happened was, from the comments I read, it's one of those launch ones.
Yeah.
But he lit it, and it didn't launch, so it was just sitting there.
It looked like he's holding it though.
It was like he picked it up and he threw it, and that's why it did the whole spin.
Oh.
He threw it, and it used the propulsion, and it just started a cycle. But like it's one of those launching rockets. It didn't launch, but it was burning. So he picked it up and he threw it.
Why would you pick it up?
While you just stand there while it blew up in your face?
Well, move out. Get away from it.
Well, that is, move out of the way, Terry.
That fight or flight kicks
Yeah.
in, and
Yeah.
what happens.
Yeah, actually, move away, Terry. I gotta play this one here. This is hilarious.
Oh yeah.
Bag up, Terry. Put in reverse,
Back up,
Terry.
Terry.
Put in reverse. Oh, Lord.
Oh, God.
Lord, Jesus.
Terry!
Oh, Lord.
Terry!
Oh, Jesus. What you doing, Terry? Terry, what you doing?
Poor Terry.
I like the laugh at the end.
Come on, Terry. Huh. Oh, yikes.
Of course, he didn't move in to help him.
Of course not.
Move him.
Of course not.
He just narrated the whole damn
That
thing.
other guy was trying to block him with his shoe.
He had help, but he lit it himself.
Yeah.
That's him. That's
Yep.
on him.
Yep. Let's see here. What else do we got here? 2021, researchers revealed that there are 14 living descendants of Italian artist Leonardo da Vinci. Nice.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Nice. So, yeah. What do we got here in 2022? Oh, I remember this.
2022 lone shooter at a 4th of July parade at Highland Park, Chicago, kills 7, wounds 47, later captured.
Wow.
Yep.
I don't remember that.
Of course, because the media didn't broadcast it because it wasn't a white guy. That's why. Like, it was, I don't know who it was or what they were, but it wasn't white, so they buried it. Like, but, yeah, here we go. Highland Park Parade shooting. Let's see if it's going to even show.
They're not.
Yeah, well, because, Wikipedia is a leftist organization, so of course they're not going to show the suspect or anything. You know what? Hold on a second. Let me just see if I can. Yeah, they're not going to release anything of the suspect. But yeah, no. If it, the guy wasn't white, because if he was, he'd be plastered all over the place.
I'm not going to say that. You're on your own.
No, I'm not wrong though.
You may be right, but you don't know.
No. Anyway, let's move on up. 2022.
2022 Minnesota Twins turn first 8-5 triple play in MLB history as center field Brian Buxton makes a catch at third baseman Gio Urshela tags one runner out in the base path and doubles off another runner by tagging second base against White Sox in Chicago.
That sounds like an amazing play.
You don't get
Yeah,
many
it
triple
does.
plays.
Yeah.
Very few double plays, but not triple.
Double play.
Yeah. Is that where the term two-timer comes from?
Don't think so, no.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
It's not a sports
2023
metaphor.
Australian
No.
rules player Heathen Anderson, first known professional female athlete to be diagnosed with degenerative brain disease, chronic traumatic encephalopathy (CTE), after a landmark diagnosis at Australian Sports Brain Fate.
Yikes.
Ooh, it's not a
Yeah.
thing you want to be known for.
Yeah. Well, at least your initials aren't a disease.
True that.
Yeah. Luke.
Alright, so look at our last one here.
Yep.
2023 hottest global temperature ever recorded as average global temperature topped 17.18 degrees Celsius. Previous world record 17.01 degrees Celsius, July 3rd, 2023.
Oh, so just the day before. We were talking about that too.
Just the day before.
Yeah. So what is this Celsius? So 18.
Yeah, give me some American numbers.
Yeah. We want freedom units. 62. almost 63 degrees. That's really tepid.
Yeah.
So, anyway, that shall be it for today's show. Once again, please check the underbar of the description below for links that you may be interested in, including but not limited to all things Omni Coalition. We're not just here on Rumble or YouTube. We are also on BitChute and Odyssey and various other places. Go check out our link tree down there. For your dose of Best Events Daily, we stream every day at 11 in the morning Pacific Time, which is 12 noon Mountain, 1 Central, and 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, respectively. We do have other shows. We have, the Omni Coalition News Show coming up this Friday, tomorrow. Weird, odd, and unusual notable events, weather, and sports, at 3 p.m. Pacific Time every Friday. Talk show coming up this Monday. We have a few things to talk about. We're going to talk about, the debate and all that stuff and whatnot. We've been meaning to for a couple weeks and just we got to get in the practice of getting more meat for this show, that is. The Omni Kitchen, we've been talking about bringing that up after, the summer ends. We can start getting back in the kitchen without it being too hot and everything. Yeah. Insert name of show here. Still got to get that up. But anyway, if you want to watch us live, if you're on the West Coast, it's 11 and 3 all for thee. Mountain 12 and 4, watch us for more. Central 1 and 5 for the Contrive, and East 2 and 6 for your fix. For all of you and all of us, I am Xander. He's muted.
Golden Loon.
And we have
King's Refuge.
There we go.
There we go.
And you viewer, of course, are you. And until you catch us next time, have a great 4th of July, a safe 4th of July. Be safe out there. Whether you're screwing around with fireworks or screwing around with alcohol, be safe. Don't drink and drive. Don't light and, don't double light up, So.
Hey, enjoy the country you live in.
Yeah, exactly. Don't forget to look right and left at every intersection. Rate 5 thumbs and subscribe. Toodles.
Deuces.
All right. End the stream. Yep.